What's good? What's good? What's good? Jose Lopez, good morning. All things, good morning. Ray Patterson and David Howard, good morning, sirs. Antonio Shia, what's going on, man? Fresh Baker, good morning. Andy Gill, what's going on? What's happening, Tony Brown? Ray Patterson. All things, what's going on? Crab Leg 202, we'll talk about that. BGA 726-762, what's going on? Chillville, what's going on? Dang, this nigga said, man, wow, Chillville. That's a two-sided endorsement, but a seriously big one at the same time. Chillville, Benavidez's power is overrated. If someone ever pushes him back, he's gonna have problems. But he is a legend, man. He is really good, bro. What's going on, Supreme? What's going on? Flowmaster Hip Hop said, "Thank God you're back getting accurate boxing information while you were out for whatever I don't know was like pulling teeth with a string. Welcome back, hey man. I'm happy to be back. No, I just took a mental health break. Thank you, Positive Surratt. The Greg's Boxing Network in the building. What's up, Phoenix? What's going on, man? Branson, he's on Chillville's neck. We'll wait till we get about 200 people in here, and then we'll start talking. I'm excited about the fact that pay-per-view did well. Chillville, thank you, New. Appreciate you, man. With the big yo, what's up, man? Thank you, brother. With the big $20 holler, man. Necessary for the cause. Appreciate you. I was putting goals last week, but I don't want to put no pressure on anybody. But we could use some red up in here. Yeah, I think it's been 6 months since I got a red. Appreciate y'all, man. Y'all, let me get this day off. Anyway, nah, man, we working in here, man. Yeah, look, the thing that I was most happy about this weekend was the promotion for the fight. That fight was promoted in a fashion where it sold well because it was right on the table for people to buy. You didn't have to go anywhere to some website. You didn't have to go. What is the zone? You didn't have to do any of that. It just was right there on my TV. I was sitting there nice and easy. All I had to do, I was sitting in a chair in my living room. All I had to do was press buy. That's all I had to do was press buy. It was that simple. Pay-per-view did well because a lot of websites weren't working like Stream East. I'm telling you, man, that shit is easy to buy on Amazon Prime. It was really easy to buy on Amazon Prime. So first and foremost, I know these dudes made a lot of money. And we need that. And just as much, it seems that as much as we need for the fights to do well, we need people to talk about the fights doing well. Having guys like Rick Glazier lying ahead of time does so much damage to boxing. And then I can't believe that so many people use Rick Glazier as a source. Like, that dude has any weight at whatsoever or any ability to do anything or move anything to the point where people are going to tell him what their pay-per-view numbers are. Said they were advertising it on the regular Amazon page too. Yeah, I'm telling you, man, they were doing a lot of advertisement. The Phoenix Assassin say, I know Rick out there crying. Dude lose the tooth for every time he lies. $79.99 on Prime was nice. Hey, man, I'm telling you, man, it was so easy to buy. It was just like, hey, it's like you almost didn't have to think about the fact that you were spending $80, even though, you know, I was thinking about the fact that I was spending $80. Percy Jr. says $79.99 was worth it. It was. I thought it was. For sure, I thought I definitely agree. We interrupt this program is giving up the meaning of his intention in his name or her name. Every fight was action for real. We're gonna wait till we get about 300 people in here. What's going on? Hey, there you go. There you go, MacGyver Boxing. Here you go. We're gonna hold you to your word. There's that link right there. You don't gotta show your face. All you gotta do is talk. You don't even have to show your face, sister, daughter, young lady, young gal. What you want me to call you? I always gotta be careful around Queen Vaughn. What would you prefer me to call you? Queen Vaughn? There the link is, but you ain't got to show your face. Don't get these. I already know what you look like, so don't get these dudes acting a buffoon. Okay. Twister Shields. I didn't even get to see it last night. Queen Vaughn. Okay, there you go. What's going on, Brian? What's going on, Mr. Lane? I have to tell you, I didn't get to see the Clarissa Shields fight, so don't tell me about it because I haven't got the chance to see it. Man, over the last maybe 6 days, I've been crashing out somewhere around 6 o'clock. Rodriguez Jackson, what's up, man? Phenomenal New, what up, man? Turkey was watching the production very closely. Nobody does it better than PBC. Also, I predict pay-per-view sales for David will touch 300,000. Hold me to that. I think you're about right because it's a bigger pool. There's more pay-per-view buyers on Amazon Prime. It's right there. You don't have to subscribe to DAZN. You don't have to subscribe to Showtime. Snack really works. That's all you need to know. What? You talking about Stevie Fulton Jr.? Did anybody let me know whether or not Stevie Fulton Jr. snacked it up? Stevie Fulton Jr. looks so much stronger. What's going on, Yvonne?
Hey. It's so early for me, so it might sound dry.
Nah, that's no worries. You out there in Florida. Well, hold on, you in Florida. It should be later. It's 9 o'clock, right?
Yeah, but it's been a long weekend. I'm actually working right now. So
you doing what?
I'm working.
Oh, that's what's up. You're a computer programmer again, right?
Yeah.
So what's your takes on the fight?
Man. I'm gonna be honest. I'm gonna start with this Morell and Benavidez. So honestly, I was thinking Morell was a little less of what I expected. You know what I mean? It was a great fight, don't get me wrong, but like Benavidez said, he was easier to hit than he thought, and I thought the same thing. He was like standing there he was kind of like a target in the middle rounds for Benavidez to pummel most of the fight.
Yeah, he was sitting there behind that high guard, and
that wasn't working. That experience came in because Benavidez was just pushing his hands down and just clocking him. Yeah, that was a great fight though. I was expecting a little bit more from Morell, but that experience obviously was a big difference in that fight.
Yeah, man. I thought, I'm sorry, I keep calling you man. I'm sorry. Queen Vaughn. No, I mean, my wife gets mad if I say something like dude. She'll be like, I'm not your dude. So,
I feel like that too though. Like a dude had said, you know how dudes be like bro all the time?
Yeah.
Stop hitting with the sis. And they
start savagery.
I'm like, I mean,
you want to start a fight? Nah, don't even go call me no sis.
Nah, but don't call me bro. Like,
that's fair enough.
is equal respecting you. You know what I mean? But
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
that's how
yeah.
you
So
get
what
them
you,
to realize it's not like I'm not your bro. Like, but
definitely not. So what's your take on what do you think about Eastside Cruz?
man, that was crazy, dude. That one dude he was fighting. What was his name?
Fierro or something like that.
Man, he was something else. Cause there, I have not yet seen anybody stand toe to toe with Isak like that and not get knocked out.
Getting thumped upside the head. Yeah, but man, Eastside Cruz gonna be washed. So he was taking him right to the chin. Eastside Cruz is taking him to the chin too much.
Yeah, nah, he's not gonna be able to last too long in the sport going like that. That's I wouldn't suggest. He needs to adapt a different defensive fighting style because that's crazy. Um,
Yeah, no doubt.
that was wild. But no, it was a good fight though, I must admit. I was like, somebody's gotta get knocked out at any moment now. But it didn't happen. So I was like, wow. Yeah. These dudes are crazy. I don't know. That was an interesting fight though. All these fights were good.
It's the black card. I'm sorry. Hold on 1 second. I'm sorry. Ugh. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, you good. Nah, yeah, that was a great fight. And then that Stephen Fulton and Figueroa, that was good too. Um, I mean, all the fights were good. All the fights were good. At first, I was thinking like, hold up, what is this man wearing? He came out here and looked like real Timberland boots. I was like, this man do not got on boots, bro. But
That's you. That's you. Baltimore people. That's you. That's you out east people.
nah.
You know he just like he's somebody from
Yeah,
like
he from Philly,
1990s
but
Baltimore.
they do dress like that. I'm not gonna lie, in DC and stuff like that, but not in the fight, not in a boxing ring. But that was crazy. He really had Tim's made, well, boots made that look like Tim's. His boxing shoes. I thought they was really boots. I was like, there's no way he wearing Timberland boots in his ring right now.
Nah, he tried to bite off Devin with them. What was that? Hold on 1 second. Let me
Them UGG boots.
his ass up. What's up, Phoenix? Hey, can y'all cook for a second? I'll be right back. All right.
Oh yeah, I'm bringing the hate.
Vaughn.
Yeah, that's cool.
All right, I'll be right back. Go ahead, Phoenix.
You said you bringing
All
it
right,
in.
all right. Oh yeah, like shoot, that's my daily thing. So like, yeah, I really like the Clarissa Shields fight. I ain't gonna spoil it, 'cause I know he ain't watched it yet. But
Yeah, I did.
after seeing that, I would say that Clarissa could smack both Devin and Shakur. I'll say that. I'll say that.
I wouldn't doubt
She
that.
goes, nah,
Them
like
two
for real, for
boys,
real.
them two boys kind of soft. Let's be real. Clarissa is
Yeah.
in there with a monster too. I ain't even gonna lie. I saw parts of it, and Shorty is huge. Like,
Oh yeah, and the southpaw, so like that makes it even more awkward. Like as far as the lead hand battle, because that at that angle, standing literally toe to toe when you fighting the southpaw,
yeah,
yeah, they'll put your jab in a weird spot, and trying to overcome that reach disadvantage. Like she did a pretty good job. Like that shows like her ring IQ. Like
yeah,
Clarissa got a high IQ in there, and her
for sure.
conditioning is on point too. Like even at the end of the fight, she was still throwing punches as fast as she was in round one, while Perkins had kind of slowed down. But yeah, that was a good fight. That was a good fight. And oh, one more thing I forgot. Devin Haney,
Oh
this
Lord.
guy. Hey, you see he posted his winnings for betting on
Oh yeah,
Benavidez, right?
yeah, yeah,
Hey,
yeah.
that was more than that net profit he made from Oscar.
I
So I
guess he's
know he
trying to show
happy
he not
about
broke.
that.
I guess he's
Are you
trying to
man?
show he not broke because what Tank say he's selling his house.
Nah. Yup. But
But
man, that that
no,
that card last night, the co-main. Oh my gosh, I don't know if you've seen that, but the way that ended, damn.
nah. Who was fighting the co-man?
It was Lacey and Moore.
Oh, okay. No, I haven't. So was
This
it mostly females fighting on Saturday? Some, I mean Sunday.
they had, yeah, it wasn't all females, but man, that fight, because it's on the zone, like, and it wasn't pay per view, so if you got the zone, you can get on and watch it. But
Mm.
yeah, that fight, the way that ended, like shoot, the commentators was thinking it was gonna end before that, but Yeah,
Oh, you
the
talking about the two dudes that flipped up in the ring?
yeah,
Yeah, yeah,
yeah.
yeah. I saw that. I was like, what the hell are they doing? I think everybody was
Like
trying to figure out what was
man,
going on. And then the ref, he did a 15 count. He counted
yeah. Well,
15
that's the
before
rules.
when I
That's the
get
rules. So
up.
like, what happens is, yeah.
If
So what
outside
happens
the
is,
ring.
if a fighter falls out the ring, yeah,
Mm-hmm.
they got a certain amount of time to get back in
Mm-hmm.
without assistance. Though they can't be assisted. If
Did
they're
the
assisted, then they out. But like, or if they stay out the ring, they don't make it back in by the time the count's over, then they out. So
so did they
that's what had
both lose?
happened. No, 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 because Moore got back in at 18.
Okay.
Yeah, so like, yeah, like they had that happen when who was it? Was it Kovalev? They had sent Bernard Hopkins to the sunken place
Oh
and knocked
snap.
him out the ring. Like,
Nah,
I know they had,
that was Robert. That was Robert. Whatever Smith, Joe Smith.
yeah, B Hop's
Oh,
very
okay.
last fight where he fell out the ring. Like they had that in place there too. But
Did he get back in?
nah, he didn't get back in, so he ended up losing that.
Dang, that's crazy. Man, that was
So yeah,
wild. They was
yep,
complaining
yeah.
about that whole fight that they was, like it was a trash fight.
Man, it was a good fight. Like I was saying, Shakur and Devin should take notes. About what to do up in there because Clarissa ain't had nobody walking out of the fight during her performance. She was out there putting hands on them,
Yeah.
and it
Hmm.
like man, Shakur. I know if he would have been getting touched up like that, he wouldn't have been doing that same thing. So,
I gotta
he need
give
to
Devin
take some.
credit and Shakur to be honest, because at least Devin will try to trade with you. Shakur just will run. Like he's afraid to even like you know what I
But
mean? He's
see,
afraid of
well,
that contact. That's
the
annoying.
reason Devin does that is because he got no choice.
Yeah.
He
See,
don't
at
know
least
how to
he's
move out the
trying.
way.
No, that's true. But at least he's not running. Because I feel like
True.
half the time Shakur will do some defensive stuff, but the other half he running. Like with the Edwin De Los Santo. Like he could have been if he was such a technician with his defensive skills, he would have been doing that instead of running away, literally running away from him in the ring. You know what I mean?
Yep, yep. And
Doing
that's the
that.
thing about athleticism and having those physical advantages, like whether it's foot speed, hand speed, stuff like that. Like
Yeah, but
so
it's a
many
difference
people
between foot speed and just like literally jogging away from your
true.
opponent. Like there's clips of this man literally running out the way. Like it's a difference.
He was in
Like
a
they
he was in
compare
that
him
one
to
man
Floyd.
relay.
It's not the same thing. Like Floyd literally will stand right in your face and you will miss all of those punches. You know what I mean? Like he's slipping,
Yep.
he's bobbing, he's you know what I mean? He catching, he's doing all these things, and Shakur is just like he's trying to do that, but I feel like he really probably just don't have a chin because he don't want to get caught.
But it's not even that. Like the other thing is it's the counter punching because Floyd would counter punch you. Like he'd
Yeah,
do
Y'all
that.
good
He'd
for a little
make you
while?
miss.
Y'all good
Yeah,
for a
yeah.
little
I got
while?
about 5 more minutes.
You
yeah.
good, King?
I got about 5 to 8 minutes. I got to jump on this meeting in a
All
second.
right, that's cool. I'll be back in 3.
Okay.
All right, all right. But yeah, like that's the one thing that for me with Shakur at 135 that I think has been an issue for him because like whenever he goes defensive and just completely move out the way, he's not in range to counterpunch,
Right.
and he's not in range for his opponent to do anything. It's just like complete disengagement, and that's why people is going to say that he's running because when they get to a situation like that, he completely remove himself. He's not able to fire back. Where
Mm-hmm.
you look at Floyd, if Floyd would stand there, whether it's on the ropes or in the middle of the ring, and make you miss like three, four, five punches standing in one spot and
Exactly.
then move when he has to. But at the same time, he'll counter in between your shots.
Yep.
He'll hit you with a shoulder roll and come back with an uppercut or something. He'll
Mm-hmm.
come back and press you and, after you've thrown your combo off, hit you with them body jabs and walk you down a little bit. Like Shakur don't do that whenever it comes to defense often enough at
Right.
135. Like
Right.
he did great at 126. He did great at 130,
Mm-hmm.
and you can't take that away from him. The problem is what he did at 126 and 130, he's not doing at 135. And that's where the issue come in because, people have it in their head that somehow what he's done at lower weight classes, he's gonna do again right now. And sometimes with certain fighters, you have to get to a point where you just accept that that's the way they are now. And like for me, the hardest one is Deontay Wilder.
Oh
Ever
man,
since the Tyson Fury fights,
I
the
think he was
last few fights
damaged
he
in the
had,
touch. He was
I
damaged with
agree.
the touch. Yeah,
And I agree because he don't come in to fight anymore. He just gets in the ring. He don't fight. He just gets in the ring. And
no,
people keep
no,
on,
no shade to him
oh,
because I know that's for non-man, but I really don't think he has the skills either. He's a puncher. He doesn't really have the boxing skills, which is probably
mm,
why he is evading mostly at this point.
yeah, like, well, for Deontay Wilder, he might not have had defense, but the one thing that he did have was punch placement and the ability to go ahead and time his opponent. Because, I mean, without that, he wouldn't have been able to hit everybody he's fought with that right hand. Now, not all of them went down, but he was able to hit them. And then on
Yeah,
top of that, he was ranked top three overall in boxing for his jab connect rate. So that's with Canelo and Golovkin, I think, was ranked number one and two. Deontay Wilder is number three right there behind him. So, when it comes to offense, yeah, he was good, but like his defense, that was where he really struggled. But
and
I
he had
mean,
them
like,
little chicken legs.
yeah, but going back to Shakur though, I think like in a situation like this is where he should be looking at. Okay, what's other people doing that I'm not doing that makes people say I'm running, but doesn't make it other people look like they running. Like what's happening?
I
And I
mean,
think that he should spend some time in camp with Clarissa Shields. She can help him.
yeah. I mean, honestly, I would say his last fight, he wasn't as bad. It was mostly that Edwin De Los Santos fight, and that makes people question like, does he even have the grit to stand there with somebody like Tank? Because Tank is a puncher. He's gonna come straight at you. You can't run like you because Edwin didn't even like really. I would say challenge him. He let him run and just because I guess mostly he probably just didn't know how to cut off the ring. But if he get in there with somebody like Tank, Tank gonna come right at you. You're not getting away. He
Yep,
gonna do you like he did Frank. He gonna get you in that corner and it's gonna be lights out. So it's like, well,
exactly.
what can you do besides running away from your opponent? I think the last dude he really did try to do something different, but at
Yeah,
this point,
but at the end of the fight, he was talking about the dude was moving too much for him,
yeah, I was gonna say like
and 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 we saw that Shakur couldn't really cut off the ring, kind of like what we saw with Devin trying to
mm,
cut off the ring against Ryan and couldn't. you know. And then we also saw Shakur say he was worried about the dude's strength and his power, but the dude had a 67% connect rate. So, he's not really like a super duper power puncher, but for Shakur to still say that he was worried about that, that raises some concerns. Like for me, if Shakur is going to stand a chance against Tank, I think it's going to have to come to countering in between shots because the shots you don't see is the ones that hurt the most. That's the one thing I would say Shakur would have to work on in order to be able to stand a chance against Tank. Without that, it ain't happening. It ain't happening. As far as hating goes, again I say before I hop off, I think Clarissa could smack Shakur if they was to fight.
Come on, man.
she a big girl, so yeah.
Hey, against Keith Thurman, I would say that she would have trouble because Thurman can hit. But
I
Shakur
feel
and
like
Devin,
she had to stick to the lower weight classes when it come to men. She ain't gonna be able to deal with nobody more than
well,
140.
technically Shakur and Devin ain't the lower weight classes when you see what they rehydrate to. They about the same size as her. So,
Really?
that being
They
said,
rehydrate too.
yeah, because Devin be rehydrating close to 170. I know Shakur,
Okay.
he probably be getting close to the same.
Man,
Clarissa,
Shakur ain't that big now.
Yeah, I was gonna say he giving like
you
150.
see, look
And
how
I'm
small he made
150.
Sean Porter look.
Nah,
But
Sean
he's like
Porter's
this.
just a short man. He's just a short dude. He's stocky though. You know what I mean? Shakur is a skinny boy. I would give him 150 max. Truly.
I don't know. I would say at least 160. I would
Mm.
say at least 160.
How tall
But
is
either
he?
way,
You like he about
either way,
5'6"?
Clarissa still smack him though.
Yeah, yeah. I could see that. He gonna run though, so
Man, y'all got dual hating going on here, man. Come on
Oh,
now.
oh, hey, Martin, you see Devin Haney's post about his bet on Benavidez? Like, he made back that money he didn't make from Oscar. He got that 20,000.
He bet on Benavidez. He bet a bunch of money
Yeah,
on
He did
Benavidez.
a parlay on Benavidez and Fulton.
yeah. He
Oh,
went
that's
ahead and yeah, he made more than that net profit. That's what I was saying earlier.
I was gonna say, yeah, he make up for that net profit.
Yep, or well, it's probably all gone because of legal fees and stuff. So there's that. He probably ain't get to enjoy it.
But nah, I don't hang on Shakur for now. I just really think that he could be better than what he is. And then the other thing is, I just don't like all the stuff he say and don't back up. Like I can't stand somebody, especially a man, because we hold men by their word. And if you gonna say all these things you gonna say and then don't back it up, it's just like, who are you? Who are you for real? You know what I'm saying?
Amen and amen. Amen and amen. Because like I was saying the other day, I ain't never seen nobody that had an excuse compilation like Shakur. I see knockout compilations. I seen I I seen all that. I ain't never seen an excuse compilation till his was about 6 minutes long. Can you imagine that? 6 minutes worth of excuses. Like damn. I've never seen that before. And that's what happens when you oversell and underdeliver. Now, if Shakur would have tried to build a name for himself of being a silver medalist at his ring IQ and everything else instead of talking about Killer Kerr, then yeah, that might have worked out better for him. But to keep on talking about Killer Kerr, keep on talking about Tank, and all these interviews, it
Yeah,
ain't going to be long before he end up meeting his own Ryan Garcia
exposing
before he even
himself.
get a chance to fight Tank.
Yeah, he's exposing himself. And same with Devin. That's the reason why I can't really rock with Devin like that. It's like you saying all these things, but what did you? How are you backing that up? How are you keeping your word? They don't do that. So,
Yep, yep,
and then when you're not
yep.
fighting, like that's why I respect Tank, because really the only time you hear from Tank is when he's about to fight. He's not on social media trying to stunt, just talking all like stuff just to get attention because he don't need to do that. He do his talking in the ring, and that's really what the boxing fans want to see. We don't really care about
Yep,
all that
that's
stuff you
true.
talking and barking at another fighter. When are y'all gonna fight though? Is y'all gonna fight
Mm.
or not? Because all I hear is you talking, but when are you actually gonna get in the ring?
And
And it never happens.
That's why Tank is different. That's why some other fighters is different because fans have a bullshit radar and they can tell when
Exactly.
somebody's
The
inauthentic.
real ones, anyways. The real ones.
Yeah. Like they can tell like when there's authenticity and when there's not. So that's why I think Tank resonates with a lot of people compared to these other guys around his weight class because
Hmm.
they can tell he's authentic. Like what he went through, his story, like he is who
Yeah.
he says he is. Like shoot, everybody knows what happened with him coming up and how Calvin Ford, was there for him, brought him up basically was like a father to him. So like the fact that these other guys, they don't really have that authenticity and kind of try to, you know, force it. They try to kind of force like they got this bad boy and it's like with Devin, deciding that he wanted to go ahead and shove Lomachenko. Why? Why was he pushing Lomachenko? So what that man do to him when they've been respectful to each other the whole time and they just want to go ahead and shove him out of nowhere, at the weigh-in. So stuff like that.
Yeah,
So
he be fake gangster. We already know.
all I know is these next couple of weeks, I can't wait to see
Oh man, that's gonna be
Shakur.
good. Yeah.
I'm hoping that
You
he
better,
does well.
hey, you better frisk Queen Vaughn before she walk in the door. That's all I know.
I better what?
You gotta frisk you before you walk in the door.
If they doing metal detectors, I'm good. I keep it in the car. It's cool.
All right, thank you. Go ahead though. You see, Big
If you
Dog
there,
Willie
I'm
talking.
good though. If you there, I'm good. I ain't gotta bring nothing. I'm
Hell no, you good. Me, you good. You probably ain't gonna be allowed to have none in the area anyway.
good.
Uh,
Uh,
Big Dog
That's only
Willie
for
said,
I don't even need that for real. That's just that's
"Nah,
for
you good."
the less melanated folk. You know what I mean?
Yeah, the melanin impaired. Yeah, yeah.
That's what
Hey,
that's
Big
that's
Dog
what
Willie.
that's
Hey, Big Dog Willie talking bad about you, Queen Vaughn, and you, Phoenix. He said the Shakur hate is diabolical with the Tank Maniacs.
it ain't really
Big,
hate, it's real talk. Like, I mean, how can it be hate when it's true? Like, you know what I mean?
exactly, like Oscar said.
It's true.
Take a
Like, we
page out
not
of De
making
La
nothing
Hoya.
up. Where's the lie is the question. Where's the lie?
Exactly.
Exactly.
Shoot, Roy Jones Jr. got an interview and said like the same thing I done said about Shakur jumping out the way too far. Like,
Everybody
shoot,
said it. If all the
Hey, hey,
professionals are
Big Dog
saying
Willie said the fans should label these two as a hate group.
it, that's funny. I gotta admit that's funny. But no. But no.
we a hate group.
Yeah, hate
Now, I don't
group.
know about that. I don't know
Nah,
about that. We should call us the truth seekers.
exactly.
Coming with all facts. Coming with
And
all facts.
look, when it's see for now, you be popping up too early. My brain gotta get warmed up. But
Nah, you seem like you pretty fluent. You flowing like I'd be scared if you all the way awake. But I
you
move. Hey,
right.
if you got time, we can move the shit up. I
Yeah,
seriously, I need
like
co-host.
because then I could
Killing
actually
me.
put my camera on because I'm still in my pajamas. Like I don't have to get dressed for work. I wake up
What
relaxed
time? Why don't you just get up early and do the work? Just get up.
because I don't like waking up early. Who wants to be up at 7 in the morning? Please explain
Who
that.
likes to do? Yeah, life ain't about always doing what you want to do, man. We get
That's
you
what
some
it should
paper.
be about, though. Let's be clear. I
Nah,
work from
put a
home
cash
because
app.
I
Put
want to
a cash
work from
app in
home.
there.
Look, I
Look.
work from home because I want to work from home.
All right, yeah. Show your face and put your cash out there. I won't even make no money in my show. What you want?
What do you
So
mean? Why?
yeah, because you know niggas is hard legs.
Oh God.
You know they are, especially.
I don't even put my catch up on my own channel, but that's because I haven't been streaming. I haven't even shown my face on there yet. I just, I'm slowly but surely,
You talk
bringing
boxing
myself
though.
to that.
Seriously, you know boxing.
Yeah, I
You
mean, I
like
know a
boxing.
little,
You
I
like boxing beyond the fact that you have an affinity for Tank,
yeah,
little yellow
definitely.
nigga.
Yeah. Now Tank is just the reason why I like Tank is because I've made good money off of him, and every time he said he gonna do something, he do that. He don't got to do all that talking,
Yeah, he
all that
does.
yipping, yapping, yappa, all that,
So what's
all
Shakur
that
do to you
barking.
for you to hate on Shakur like this?
It's not really hate. It's real talk. It's Shakur. If you hear the stuff Shakur, like what was that little call out he did with Tank and his little no shirt on?
You
Talking
don't
about
like
some
niggas. You
Yeah.
don't like
Where he
niggas.
yeah,
was
You don't
where
like.
he was
Tank.
on that interview sitting in the dark and everything.
All
You got
that.
beef with niggas from Newark or something.
Yeah. Like
I told you,
he
you don't
just be
like Newark
fake.
niggas.
No, I like everybody. Listen, I like everybody. I like everybody. I don't hate on nobody for real. For real. I just don't like people who say they're not about what they say. That's what I don't like. I don't like people who fake. I don't like people who stunt. I don't like that. And I don't understand what person would. You know what I mean? You can't trust people like that. So truly, like if you're gonna do something, you're gonna be about something, just do it. And otherwise, shut the hell up.
So
You
you like
better off
Devin.
just not talking.
So
You know
you
what I
like
mean?
Devin.
Devin's cool, but Devin's also one of them people who talk, and don't back it up. But at
Yeah,
least he
Devin ain't
tries.
cool.
He tries. He does better than Shakur. I'm gonna give him that. He do better than at least he good. Every time he got knocked down by Ryan, guess what? He got back up and he finished that fight. So I gotta give Devin his props for that. Because
See,
most dudes,
here's
if any, can do that. You know what I mean? Now I don't know if it was
yeah.
that snack, but boy got up though.
Where you
I'll
at?
say
Where do you? Hey, go ahead, Phoenix. I'm sorry.
I was gonna say I put Devin and Shakur in the same boat at this point
I
because
don't.
you know
I can't do it. I
I
can't do it.
here's
I
why.
give Devin more than Shakur. I do.
Here's
Because at
why.
least Devin will go blow to blow with you, even though he gonna get
Mm,
knocked out.
mm,
Shakur is not doing
nah.
that. Let's put like this. If you put Devin in the ring with Edwin De Los Santos, will he have ran like Shakur has? No.
What is the problem? See, Devin don't know how. That's the
It
problem.
doesn't
Like,
no,
if
but
he knew how, he would have got out the way. Like, that's the thing. Like,
listen, Shakur be running. He's a jogger. He's a runner. He's a track. That's what he's doing. He's
nah. See,
practiced out that.
Shakur would beat Devin still.
I ain't saying he
Shakur
wouldn't,
would
but he
beat
also
Devin
knows
there.
that Devin don't
But
got no power. He also
but
know
I
Devin
put
don't got no power though.
I
That's
put
why
them
he
in the
was
same
standing.
boat for this. I
This
put them
nigga.
in the same boat for this
This nigga's.
because both of them oversell or underdeliver. Both of
Yeah, I
them
give.
been caught trying to punch on civilians on camera out in the middle of nowhere. You know, Shakur smacking people in the parking garage. Devin beating up carnival workers. You know, both of them
For
out there.
real, for real, for
Hey,
real,
I
for
gotta
real,
jump
for
in this
real.
meeting. I might pop back on here if you still on for
All right,
9.
yeah, do that. I'll be back. I'll be here for a minute. All right, now.
Yeah, but
Yeah,
man, it's crazy. But
yeah, y'all hate
for
on
me,
Shakur too much.
I would say that Shakur still beats Devin, and I don't know where else Devin goes. I think Shakur has more of a chance to last longer in boxing than
Shakur,
Devin
who do
does.
you really think is going? Who do you really? All that what Shakur said stuff aside, who do you think is really going to beat Shakur?
Tank.
Besides Tank. Hey, hold on 1 second though. Let me get Big Dog Willie because Big Dog Willie supported heavy. Thank you, man, by giving so much color in the chat, Big Dog Willie. I think I'm listening to Mr. and Mrs. Hater. Yeah, they was both hating on Shakur heavy. Queen Vaughn is savage though. She's funny, man. I like hanging out with I like talking boxing with her. Big Dog Willie said the diabolical greatest hating duo in boxing. Big Dog Willie said the clan would be proud of how much these guys hate. Hell yeah. Y'all are terrible. Big Dog Willie back in the village said the Fed should label these two as a hate group. I agree. And for you know Fahim Sator over here, boy. And Nazi clan and the skinheads competition with these two. Yeah, look, man. To me, I don't. Just so you know what I think about Shakur, I don't listen to what these people be saying, man. Because people talk, they say what they say. At the end of the day, people think what they think. But when he gets in the ring, that boy wins. That boy good, man. That boy good in that ring. He's not somebody who's gonna run and get you 15 knockouts, but you're gonna be damn trying to beat that dude over 12 rounds.
Yeah, and I think that the person who has a chance to beat Shakur is somebody who knows how to cut the ring off. That's it. That's it. Hey, like if they can cut the ring off and move on it.
Rest of them bums about to lose. They about to take some L's against Shakur. That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah, like well, the other way Shakur can lose is to fight somebody who can move like he can. Or even if they can't move like he can, somebody who can box and stay on the outside simply because he can't cut the ring off.
You know this hating ass question. I got a hating ass question to ask you.
What's that?
What you gonna do when Shakur mops this clown that he fights with and stops him?
Which one?
What's the dude he's fighting? What's his name?
Oh, you talking about shoot.
He fight Floyd Scofield.
Yeah, Scofield.
What you gonna do when he knocks his ass out? When he whoops up on that boy real bad, or whoops him up real bad?
Shakur get a knockout.
And if he whoops him up, he whoops him up real bad, just whoops him.
It depends. It depends on if you talk about actual whooping where his face is lumped up. I ain't saying he needs to get a knockout. I want to know exactly the criteria to determine whooping. Is it just like the ref tired of seeing it?
You know a whooping. Whoopings come in all kind of different varieties, dog.
Okay, like what Ryan did to Devin.
You know Shakur probably ain't gonna whoop that boy like that. Because he ain't got the power to do that. I'm talking about
is it really a whooping?
Whoop his ass up. I'm talking about just whoop his ass up.
So you mean
slap him in the mouth for 12 rounds? Even if you gotta slap him in the mouth. Hold on, let me finish. Even if you gotta slap him in the mouth for 12 rounds. He just slaps him in the mouth. Every time he blink, he just slap him in the mouth. Pop. Slap him in the mouth every time he blinks.
So we're talking about 15 smacks on the wrist. 15 smacks on the wrist?
I'm talking about he just smacks him in the mouth. Just keep smacking the dude in the mouth.
It depends. It depends. If I want to give him credit, or if I want to be like the haters and say like,
you're the hater. You like the haters, nigga. You are the hater.
Nah, I mean the haters of the top fighters. Like how they want to say that Frank Martin was a bad fight for Tank, but Harutunian was good for Shakur.
Nigga,
those type of haters. That's what I'm saying. It depends on if I want to be like them or not.
I want you to be you. You are that type of hater, but so you don't need to be imagining whether you're a hater or not. Your ass a full-fledged.
Now, if Shakur come out and beat Scofield, you got to give him credit. Because that's the same thing that people always want to be talking about. Like that's because somebody doesn't have the popularity, or somebody like they want to say, these people ain't done nothing in the sport. They ain't done nothing in the sport. Like, okay, you don't think your favorite fighter had to get their first title shot at some point? So if somebody else is in that position or having their first title defense, like what, we supposed to just take that away from them because they fighting somebody we don't like? Like, shoot, if he beat Floyd Scofield, that's something that's good for him. Especially since Shakur been in multiple weight classes, and Scofield is still kind of what people might consider up and coming. So since Scofield ain't really been in a fight where he could show what he can do, That's still a good fight. That's one of the things that people's going to complain about. They say like a fighter like Shakur or Tank or whoever that's at the top. Oh, well, they don't want to give these young, hungry people a chance because they know they could get beat. Well, here's an example of that happening. But at the same time, depending on who the fighter is, they'll complain and say that they're fighting a bum. So you just got to keep it consistent. If Shakur come out there and do his thing and win, hey, you got to give him that win. Plain and simple.
So it's a long way around to say you're
Yeah,
gonna stop.
Shakur gets credit for it. He get
No,
credit
no,
for
no,
it.
no, 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 no. That ain't what I'm asking for. I'm asking you gonna stop hating on the nigga if he slaps up Floyd Schofield. I need to stop to hating.
Stop to the
Yeah, I would
hate.
give him
If
credit
he
because
smack,
Scofield is, I would say, what you would call a puncher. He got some weight on him. So if he go blow to blow with Scofield, then I give him his credit because that's not what we say from Shakur in the past. You know what I mean? Somebody who got a little power on him, you don't see Shakur coming at him.
nope.
He's going away. He's backing up. He's backing away.
I will say this. If Shakur live up to what he been saying on Twitter, talking about it's the new Shakur, talking about Killer Kerr is coming, saying 2025 is
Yeah.
here. If he come in and fight like he's talking on Twitter, then I'll go ahead and stop hating on him. But if he don't, then I'm just going to keep it the same. Hey, you said this, you did the opposite. You said this, you did the opposite, and that's how I'm keeping it. That's how I'm keeping it. I can't give somebody credit for doing the opposite of what they said they was going to do.
Exactly. And anybody
I'll
else who
give it.
does,
I'll give him.
I question your authenticity because
Yeah. 'Cause that's what I'm saying. Like I'll give him credit for the win, but I'm not gonna give him credit for his words and his actions. Because those are
exactly.
two separate things. Like yeah, he can get the win, and that's still good for him. But if he don't have his actions match up with his words, and that's another thing.
Yeah, just don't talk. Like just go and do what you're gonna do. Don't hype everybody up like you about to do some tank style knockout. And you over here, I don't even know what you're doing, to be honest.
I know what
I
you're
don't think
doing.
nobody can compare it to
Y'all
you. You're
niggas
doing a
out here
Shakur.
hating what
You're
y'all
doing a
doing.
Shakur. You're doing a Shakur.
Hey, real quick. Phenomenal show said I ain't giving Kerr credit for beating this little dude. Phoenix, I'm sorry, little dude is average. If we respect Kerr as an elite, he is. Fuck all that. Y'all don't
See?
respect him as an elite. Y'all talk shit about the nigga every day.
Well,
Real
I
quick,
mean,
Queen Vaughn. Give me 1 second. Let me read it. I get right to you. Floyd Senior better Nuke the Duke said Floyd Senior better throw the towel in, unlike Dollar Bill letting his son get his jaw broke. Hey man, I hope it turns out, man. First of all, I don't really even know Kid Scofield like that, so please apologize. I apologize for all the things being said. I hope it doesn't piss his dad and him off if they hear it. At the same time, though, these niggas hating on Shakur Stevenson full time. Go ahead, Queen Vaughn. What were you saying?
nah, I just don't think that Shakur not bringing that type of heat like like Ryan. So he don't got throwing no towel.
Exactly. The only reason
I
they
don't know
do that
what
is if they
I
if
don't
they
know
lose
what they
hope.
talking about. Nah, I don't think so.
So think about it. Think
If
about it.
anything,
Since
it'd be the
Shakur,
other way around. Cause mess around. I mean, Schofield actually is real awkward. Last time I saw him fighting, he was switching back and forth from orthodox to southpaw like the whole entire fight. And I was trying to figure out, does he know what he doing? But I guess he do.
Haratunian was doing that too.
Yeah. So and to me, I think that's yeah, I didn't even realize, but Shakur not even a natural southpaw, which explains a lot. But um. Yeah, no. Shakur gonna have to watch out for him, just like he had to watch out for Edwin De Los Santos, because he might get. I mean, the experience is what's gonna get him because he literally punched himself out that last fight to the point where he's falling all over the ring. So I hope he prepared a little bit better for this fight because Shakur can literally dance around it the whole 12 rounds if he wanted to. That's one thing I can give him. But uh yeah it's going to be interesting to watch. I'll say that. We don't know what Shakur's chin is like because we have yet to see somebody catch him.
He knows what his kid is like. Look how he react when he get touched.
Yeah, but we haven't seen it. We haven't seen him wobble. We haven't seen him hurt. So, and
Well,
that's
see, that's
And
because
something
you
we
ain't
that
know
giving
they.
his defense is there. But that's not what boxing's about. It's offense and defense. Because how else are you scoring to win these fights?
I'll
So
say. I'll say this before I hop off. I'll say this. I hope that for that fight we get the same ref that was there for the Yoshino fight. So once it gets to a point where we know dude ain't gonna touch Shakur, and Shakur ain't got enough power to stop him, that the ref saves us from having to watch it any longer and just call the fight off.
But wasn't he
Man,
knocking that dude out though? Didn't he knock dude out?
hell yeah. Here he came with some revisionist ass history. Good catch, Queen.
Yeah, he knocked him out. So that's
Nah,
the
nah, nah,
last
nah.
time I seen
He didn't
Shakur
knock
in
out
a good fight.
Yoshino.
To be honest,
He didn't knock
that's
out
the
Yoshino.
last time
He
I
got
had.
2 knockdowns, and then the ref called it off. And he
Well,
said
I mean,
Yoshino was taking too much punishment. Yoshino
well, yeah.
finished
I
on his
mean,
feet.
if Shakur can knock you down, then you obviously taking too much punishment. That's what I'm
Yeah, well,
saying.
you got to look at the knockdowns because dude had his foot up in the air on both of them.
Well,
His
I
right
could
foot
tell
up in
just
the
by
air.
looking at, but just by looking at dude's neck, you could tell who's gonna be a good knockdown. Because you gotta look at people's postures, and that's something I've noticed when they do the face off. That's one thing I look at. Dude has been knocked out a lot. That one dude, Yoshima, whatever his name is. Your neck's supposed to curve a certain way. That man's neck was straight up. He probably got knocked out quite a few times in his career. I mean, I bet if you look at his record, that ain't the first time. So my whole
Well,
point is, if
there's a
you getting
difference.
Yoshino
knocked
was
out,
There-
undefeated. Man. Hold on.
There's a
Yoshino.
difference. There's a difference between being knocked out and the ref getting tired of watching you not do nothing.
well, I mean, you losing your faculties if you hitting the ground. So you getting
Yeah,
concussed. You getting concussed. So it's no point in letting dude keep getting knocked down like that. Like that's crazy. Like he's a
Yoshino was
guy.
undefeated.
He was
Yo,
undefeated.
he
Really?
was undefeated. I don't think he's fought out of Japan more than one time.
Well, then that's probably the other reason.
Yeah,
They don't have that much competition over there.
yeah. He's in shape, especially at lightweight. Yeah, Yoshino was all fighting. Yeah, he's fighting, and he didn't fight nobody.
Yeah. So, but if you look at his neck, that neck is something else. So. So I
yeah.
wasn't surprised he was getting going down, to be honest. And honestly, I feel like Shakur, like when he was in 130, I was like, that's when I was really messing with Shakur. I was like, okay, yeah, this somebody to watch. If he go to 135, he a whole different dude.
Ah, you found it.
Who are you? Like, what happened to the dude we used to know? You know what I mean? So I don't know.
Yeah,
Maybe,
because he completely embarrassed Valdez. Shoot,
yeah, yeah, he did.
people was mad. People was mad at him that he wanted to do a lap in the last 15 seconds. Like, shoot, Valdez had the whole 12 rounds of the fight to go ahead and do something. Why they complaining about the last 15 seconds? Like, let's let him get that victory lap in because he done embarrassed the boy, knocked him down, everything. Like that was one of Shakur's best performances. But
It
like
was
I said, I'm not seeing that at 135 yet. I'm not.
no, not at all. I'm curious if he really like he hurt his hand at one time. Maybe his hands are the reason. I don't know.
Well, that he need to go ahead and talk to Floyd and find out what Floyd was doing for his hands. God,
Wasn't he
Floyd had
working
messed
with
up his
Floyd
hands.
recently? He's been working with Floyd. He's been working with Floyd and Andre. Like when ain't he working with them
Yeah,
right now?
and
Yeah, he's
Bud,
working
they was
with
all in his gym.
So all I'm saying is I'm expecting to see some fireworks from Shakur, and if he delivers, then I will come back on here and give him his credit. So people can
You
stop
said
thinking I'm a hater.
fireworks. You mean
I'm
party
really not a
poppers?
hater. I just want to see the man live up to the hype. Don't nobody want to see nobody talk all that and then don't back it up. Like that's crazy.
You see, not fireworks, party poppers.
Hey man, look, not everybody can be the knockout puncher, man.
Ain't
It is
nobody
what it
worried
is.
about being a knockout punch. I'm not even talking about that. I'm just like, for example, Benavidez in the Morell fight. Didn't nobody get knocked out? That wasn't even a knockdown with what happened with
Exactly.
Benavidez. But that was a good fight. Like, even though Morell's getting pieced up most of the joint, at least he was standing there getting pieced up.
Or Andre Ward. Andre Ward, I think he was what 16 knockouts in his 31 fights or 32 fights, right? But he was still up in there, going toe to toe, making fights ugly when he had to and everything like that. Like, shoot, you don't
Even
need to be a
Crawford.
knockout puncher.
Hold on one second. Big Dog Willie, what up, man?
It was cracking, man. I feel like this clan meeting something like this,
Not
hating,
a clan, bro.
man, Nazis or whatever. You guys are woo. The
Not
hate coming
Nazis,
from
bro.
you guys, hate coming from you guys is woo hard. I never seen so much hating in my life.
But you're saying
Damn.
hate, so where's the
No,
hate
no,
though?
you
But
hating.
where's the hate though? Where's the lie?
The
Where's the
hate,
lie?
the
Where's the lie?
hate, The
Where's the
hate
lie?
is hate.
Where is the lie?
Don't argue. It's
It's
okay
not
to
an
hate.
argument. I
Hold
want
on.
you to
Can I just say
explain
something?
where
I
the
came out
lie
here for
is.
1 minute. I came out for 1 minute. It's okay to hate.
Ain't
It's okay. Okay, I just want to say that you fans
Clearly, because you
assassin
don't have any
are
facts to
you
back up
guys
what
been
you're
hating
saying.
for like a half an hour. Just hate.
I'm just feeding off
Just
your
hating.
boy.
It's just
I'm just
pure
feeding off
hate.
your boy.
It's like Shakur's this, Devin's that. Shakur's this, Devin's that. You haven't said one positive thing about nothing. It's just pure
I
Dog
hate.
Will,
clearly
you
have
ain't
said
said
positive
shit
stuff. Don't come over
positive
here
about.
lying. Don't come over
Be,
here lying.
Huh?
Big
Don't
Dog
come
Will,
over here
you ain't
lying.
said shit positive about. You
Bill?
ain't said shit positive about Bill Haney.
Bill
Or
Haney has never been positive about nothing.
Ain't
He
nobody
lies all
talking
the
about
time.
See,
He
now you
lies.
hating.
He
Now
lies.
you hating. Now
I'm
you
not lying.
hating.
I'm explaining he's lying.
But now you hating.
No, I'm just doing what you're doing.
Based on your analysis of what hating is, that's what you're doing now.
Hold on.
So I don't want to hear that. So I
No,
don't want to hear
Bill.
that. I don't want to hear that.
Okay, so you don't get mad because you a hater.
I'm not a hater, bro.
Yes, you are.
No, I'm
See,
not.
I
No, I'm
actually
not.
looked in the dictionary and I see your picture next to a word say hate.
Oh wow.
Wait,
You
hold on,
learned
hold
this
on,
in the
hold on, hold on.
schoolyard, huh? The
Wait,
schoolyard
one
for
sec. One sec.
the schoolyard for talking trash, huh? Nah,
Okay, one
that's
sec.
whack.
I gotta
That's
go
whack.
ahead and roll because my hate resupply came in and I gotta go collect that.
I think
I'll
you should
come
do
back.
that. And
Yeah,
let me know where I can get some hate supply at too.
I'll go ahead and hook you up with my boy. You know, he got that on deck. You know, he go ahead and hook you up.
What's your boy's name? Joseph Stalin? I don't know.
Nah. It's Sir Hates a lot. Sir Hates a lot.
Hates a lot. All right, I'm about to get off of here. I'm just getting
Yeah,
off
because
work.
you ain't bringing no facts. You just talking.
I just bring up your hate. That's all.
Nah, that ain't true either. I don't hear that.
Hate,
I don't hear that. I don't hear that. Ain't nothing to hate on. Ain't nothing to hate on.
hate.
Shakur, a runner.
Look at
Shakur, a track
hate,
star. Until he
hate.
stops talking
Look
all
at
that,
hate,
then I'm gonna go with
hate,
then he that dude. But
hate. All
until
right, I'm
then,
out of here.
bye.
Hate.
Bye.
all right, you're recruited. That's funny. You are hating us. But no, for real. What'd you think about the fights though?
Man, I think that was excellent. There's not a complaint I had on that fight card. This dude right here talking about it was a legit knockdown. Pay attention. Talking about some learning sport.
It was a legitimate knockdown. He cuffed his ass about the back
He
of the
cuffed
head.
him,
And
but
he fell
his
down.
look. You couldn't see it when it happened. You could not see the foot placement. If you look at their feet, Benavidez' foot was clipped up. Go pull that joint up.
I'm
So
gonna
all
pull it
these
up.
people, yeah. So these fools though could see.
Nah, they ain't got to get me on that shit. Hold on. I'll tell you the truth. What is it, knockdown?
Yeah, you're gonna see Morell foot it wasn't like he purposely tripped him up, but that's what happened. That's how he lost his balance and fell. He threw a punch over the top. Benavidez' foot was on the
Oh, I got
outside
it.
of Morell's foot, and he caught him off balance. We can't hear you for now.
You can't hear me at all?
I can hear you now. It was the second
Okay,
time.
hold on. I'm gonna see. Watch his feet, right?
Yeah, watch the feet.
I'm already gonna tell you ahead. I'm gonna agree with Fahim Sator because you've been hating for a half hour.
I ain't hating, man.
Oh nah, he got tree. It was a good knockdown.
Nah, look
He
at
got
it.
knocked.
Look at it again. You
Where's
gotta
your
find a different clip. You gotta find a different clip where they looking at his feet doing it.
No worries. No, that's a good one. But we'll talk here. Can you see the messages?
Nah.
You can't see the private messages in StreamYard?
Do I hit chat?
Yeah, private chat. It says private chat.
I don't see private. You know, I'm just.
All right, don't worry about it.
Yeah,
don't worry about it. I see why he did trip over his leg after he got popped upside the head.
Yeah, he tripped. That was
yeah, he did. But after he got popped upside the head, it was like he got popped. And then as he fell over,
I don't know what you
he
mean.
tripped over his foot. Hey, let's take this caller, Sosa. Seriously, you're recruited. You're recruited. You got more personality than these Negroes. What's going on, Sosa? How can I help you, brother?
What's going on, OG? How you been?
Man, I'm good. You not in the truck today?
You said what happened?
I'm chilling, brother. What's on your mind, man?
None. I just was listening in on the conversation, and I got a few key points that I feel like I should hit as well.
Hey, man, what did I do to get the violent kids with me?
It ain't like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
My birthday was
it's
yesterday, though.
yes, it
Bro.
is. It's like little light skinned nephews and my little violent light skinned nephews and nieces. Go
Hey,
ahead though,
man.
man.
But what I can say so far is when Shakur was at 130, he was doing very well. And I
Yeah,
was fucking with him. You know what I mean? Because I was like,
exactly.
damn, he actually got a chance. Boy, good. He's a very good fighter and a good boxer at 130. But then when he moved to 135, it just still seemed like he not accustomed or acclimated to it yet. So I don't know. He's still a decent boxer at 35, but he's not as good as a fighter at 35. So me personally, what I've been saying is I feel like he should start sparring motherfuckers who heavier than him so he just won't be afraid to get hit or use more power. But we know his hand situation. So I still fuck with Kerr, man. I think he a decent boxer, but personally, I'm not gonna lie. I feel like everybody who act like they a Shakur fan, they not really fans of him because they want him to really get hurt. Like, bro, come on now. You gonna have him fight Tank. You feel me? I want his hand before he fight Tank for real. I really want his hand to heal up more so it can be a more entertaining fight. Because right now you just gonna have him throwing with not that much power. And he's basically you know how the Michael Myers movies go. You shoot the nigga, stab the nigga, he's still walking towards you. It's not gonna go how motherfuckers think it's gonna go, bro. Like it's gonna be a very dangerous situation for him. So that fight is not going it's just not gonna be appealing. You like, yeah, he's just walking through
Facts.
these motherfuckers like dude off of Resident Evil. What's that big dude name when he come with that motherfucking big leather suit? Oh bro, Nemesis. Oh bro, he just
Oh
walking through
no.
rocket launchers and shit. You feel me? Like it's not gonna happen in a very good fashion. So
Yeah,
I
yeah, I
want to see
agree.
him. Yeah, I want to see him heal up a little bit, man, and that'll get me more like excited for that fight. But yeah, I still want to see that fight. You know what I mean? I feel like Floyd is a good test for him. As he coming off the little hand injury and shit. If he box him up for 12 rounds, then that's good. That's a nice decent win. But me personally, I'd rather fight my motherfucking heart out and lose than get a very boring win. That's just me because I like fighting. I like seeing niggas fight. That boxing shit cool, the sweet science, yada yada. But my nigga, I'm not a scientist, my nigga. I like to box. I like to scrap. I like to throw them hoes. So I like to see what motherfuckers is, what I'm saying? We scrapping, bro. Like all it really take for people, I know triangle theories and shit. They try to claim it don't work, but bro, yes it kinda do. If you watch people last 3 fights and then you like kinda trying to guess how that fight gonna go, just watch everybody last 3 fights. You got two opponents facing each other. What they last 3 fights look like, what they last 3 fights look like. Bro, I don't see that fight going too well for Shakur with him and Tank, bro. It's not gonna go too pretty. It's not in my head. I'm like, yeah, how this nigga been looking at his last 3 fights versus how this nigga been looking at his last 3 fights. That shit gonna be ugly, bro.
Yeah, Tank is looking like he getting better and better, honestly.
Bro,
So
this how I say, like, just like she said, I feel like obviously anybody can get, a victory over Tank. It wouldn't be hard to get a victory, but I feel like Tank right now is unwhoopable. You're not whooping him, bro. You're
yeah,
gonna have to try, you're gonna have to beat his ass to win. I don't see Shakur beating his ass. He could probably pot shot his way to a victory. I mean, cool, but the fans still gonna be like, man, that shit was lame. You won technically, yes, but we don't care about that. You didn't fight, nigga. We want to see you beat him up. Can you beat his ass? No, I don't see him whooping him. Tank unwhoopable right now. Of course, anybody can get a victory over the nigga, probably, but I don't see
nah,
niggas whooping him right now, bro. That nigga look unwhoopable, bro. I swear to God.
yeah, yeah. But I don't think nobody can beat him either. Tank is more intelligent than people give him credit for. The way
Yeah,
he
of
set up
course.
Frank, the way he set Frank up, that was crazy. Like
Yeah,
you got to admit that was crazy. Frank had
that
all
shit.
opportunity to whoop up on him, and he did not do it.
And he was doing very good, in
No, he wasn't.
certain
I'm telling
spots.
you, he thought he was doing very good, and that's where that experience come in. Frank was getting set up that entire fight, and Tank even said it after the fact. He was just like, "Yeah, I was letting him do that. I wanted to wear him down because he got all the muscles, and just like he said in the press conference, all the muscles you gonna get worn out, and that's exactly what he did.
Yeah,
He wore him
facts,
out,
facts.
and then
100%.
when the opportunity came, he knocked his ass out. Like,
Other thing I gotta say, I don't know if y'all mentioned it yet, but same thing how people bring, just like how you said, but how people with the Crawford and Canelo situation. Bro, let's not forget. I don't even fuck with Canelo like that, but let's not act like this nigga is slow and old and crusty all of a sudden. Bro, the last few years, this nigga has millions of compilations on how good this nigga is, bro. Like, I acknowledge skills. That's why I'm not a hater. Like I understand that Shakur is still a good boxer. Like that nigga can box. But let's not act like Canelo all of a sudden fighting Bud. This nigga's old and crusty. Bro has amazing defense as well. This nigga has beautiful slips, counters, rolls, pulls, all of that, bro. Like this nigga's still good. So let's not act like the fight is like some amazing boxer moving up in weight versus this nigga who just has a name. No, that nigga Canelo is Canelo for a reason. Even though he might have been fighting some, iffy people, that nigga's still good, bro. So let's not act like that. I
No,
feel like
yeah,
I
I
won't.
agree
I would rather
with
Bud to win, but I don't fuck with Bud like that either. But I'd rather see Bud win because Canelo. I don't know, man.
no, yeah, I feel that. But Canelo learned a
Time is
lot from
pushing anyway,
Floyd.
so.
You could tell he learned a lot from Floyd. Canelo definitely picked up them
Oh
defensive
yeah,
skills.
most definitely, most definitely.
So yeah, that's gonna be a hard fight for Crawford for sure, and it's mostly because he's coming up in weight. Because on top of Canelo having that defense, because
Yeah,
you can see
yeah,
he struggled a little bit with what was that one dude that he just fought? Crawford, the last dude he fought, he was struggling with him a little
think
bit.
so.
Oh,
Man, Morell.
I don't think he
Magic.
struggled
Madrigal,
with him. Don't
yeah,
nobody beat them Russian niggas like that. It's hard
that's
to
what I'm
beat them
saying.
Russian.
Like, but he was real awkward, but he was hard to
Yeah, them
learn
niggas
against.
fight bears and shit, bro. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but no, I mean like, I
Hey,
just
hey,
Niggas
mean like
fight
no, I
it
just
bears
had
and
was
one
shit.
not
question.
easy
Hey,
to.
no, I just got one question for you, man. What the hell was Rosario's corner, man? He got beat to death the other night, bro.
Oh yeah, that was
What the
crazy.
hell was
That
his
was crazy.
corner?
That was crazy.
Man, I mean, they
Man, hey,
beat the
look,
chicken sandwich out of him, man. I ain't never seen nobody get beat like that. That dude
that
beat.
shit was decent, but the real thing is, bro, I know this nigga ain't come out with jean shorts and Tim's on, bro. That nigga fucking crazy, bro.
I
That
mean,
nigga
that
came with
wasn't real
Timberland.
Tim's.
Hey,
I know,
hey,
I
Punk
know.
might
But
have just got a Hall of Fame trip off that win, man. That's a convincing win versus a real sturdy dude.
yeah, yeah,
So
yeah.
I mean, he might get a Hall of Fame trip off of that. So I mean, even though he was dressed corny, a lot of boxers dressed corny, but that was a
No,
hell
it
of a
wasn't
win, man.
corny, bro.
It
That
wasn't
shit was
even corny. It
hilarious,
was
bro. I
just
was
street.
rolling.
Yeah, I didn't think it was corny. I actually liked it. It's just that it just looked awkward when you at first you looked like he was wearing real ass Timberlands walking in there. I'm like, I know this man don't got on no Timberlands, bro.
I'd have thought he'd have been walking out with 50 Cent on, bro. I'm like, what the hell? Fuck is it
No, I thought it
2009?
was. I liked it honestly. I liked this fit. It was cool. It was
Man, that
chill.
shit was funny as hell.
I heard Emiliano is trying to get that fight with Abdullah Mason. They gonna start cannibalizing them guys at top rank at some point. I would love to see that fight.
Mm.
I think Emiliano
What
might
fight?
stop
Hey,
That
real quick,
happened
let
in
me
Emiliano
the
get
versus
these.
Abdullah
the
Hey,
Mason.
let me get
Clarissa
these
Shields
super
fight.
chats. Hey, real quick, before we answer that, let me get this real quick. Phoenix Assassin said, if you see the ankle punch from behind Benavidez punch, the punch didn't land. I'll send it to you on IG. Oh, okay. So Phoenix Assassin is agreeing with Queen Vaughn saying the punch didn't land.
It's
All
so
right.
Yeah,
many.
nah, it
It's
kind
a
of
lot
made
of
threw him
clips.
off balance.
Yeah, a lot of clips. If you look on Instagram, people have it really zoomed in, and you can see his foot was on the outside of Morell's foot as that punch came over the top. And when Benavidez tried to block it, but at the same time, that threw him off balance.
Yeah, it wasn't. I don't. It wasn't a real knockdown, but they countered it. It is what it is.
But I mean, it got taken
We
away because
humans.
Morell threw a
We
punch at
are
the end of the
human.
fight, at the end of the round, and he ended up losing that point. So it was an even fight. I mean, even round, anyways. So it didn't really
Exactly.
matter.
So, hey, nah,
Hey,
hey, Morel big ass was moving and
hey,
grooving.
let
I
me
ain't gonna
finish
lie.
this. Let me finish this real quick. Hey, Big Dog Willie said February 3rd has been declared a holiday for the haters. Then the guy said
Man,
Morel didn't hit Benavidez in the head. He blocked it with the elbow. I can send a link if it's needed. Tried Drakeford said that's 100% fact. People think because Canelo's been taking easy fights, he can't bang. They would be wrong. I agree 100% with the last. I'll listen. Hey, if y'all say it didn't land, it didn't land. Yeah, I ain't gotta
I
do a
mean,
bunch of research.
I think it landed on something. I wouldn't say it was his head,
Even if
but
it hit his glove. But I mean,
yeah,
it didn't look like a real knockdown when it happened.
no, it
It looked
wasn't.
like he got slapped down or something. Looked like more of a
It did
slap.
look like almost like a push, but he was. It
Yeah.
wasn't. That wasn't the reason why he went down. Was his feet.
Yeah. But all in all, Morel did very good. His big ass was moving and grooving. I ain't gonna lie. I didn't know he could move like that, bro. Like his ass was like he was in like a rhythm. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, when he
Oh
was
yeah, he
showing,
fight.
it was when he got started to get pieced up, like around the fourth round. That's when he started getting pieced up. He was just standing there to get beat up on. I was trying to figure out what was he doing. I'm like,
Yeah, I don't know, but you could
it
tell
was
his
like a
ass is
good four
screaming though.
rounds where he just stood there and let Benavidez pummel him. Like he was just getting pummeled the whole time, the whole round. That's why Benavidez won for real. If he would have kept moving, he might have had a chance.
Nah, that's facts. I felt like his big ass should have still kept. He was hitting it bachata in that motherfucker on bro.
But I think he was hurt for real. That's really what it was. He held that, he was hurt, but we couldn't see it. But that's why he was standing there because he couldn't. He was afraid to keep getting hit like that. But that's why he had that high guard up, but he couldn't move like he wanted to because he was afraid to get hit. But he was
They're
getting hit
doing a good
anyway.
job with David Benavidez. I've seen him get better and better and better. They're doing a good job with him, man.
Yeah,
They're doing a great
Yeah,
definitely.
for
job.
sure. How y'all feel like the Keyshawn? Because Keyshawn coming up right, 14th.
Hey, y'all
Keyshawn.
good to y'all good to talk for the next 5 minutes? I'm
Yeah,
enjoying
yeah,
listening to y'all
yeah.
talk about you. You good, Queen Vaughn?
Yeah.
You good, Bevo?
I'm good to go.
All right, man. I'll be back in like 5-7 minutes.
Most definitely.
All right, go ahead, man. Y'all good?
I got to see like snippets of the Clarissa Shields fight. I don't really know how that turned out. What happened?
You ain't missed nothing, man. That was another cab driver. They went to Amazon and said, "You get in the car."
She beat Shorty ass.
Man, beat her to death, man. I
I
thought they
mean,
were.
yeah, she good. She a very good. Fuck, like outside the ring, I don't really know what's going on. You know what I mean? But inside the ring, it's undeniable. It's
Let me ask
undisputable,
y'all
really.
something. I want to ask y'all something that I seen. Y'all can tell me if I'm wrong on this, but I noticed when it's a black fighter.
We lost you. Hello.
You cut out, guys.
No, what I was saying is I want to see if y'all noticed this. It seemed like when it's black fighters, what's the pay-per-view numbers? Who did what? Was it sold out? But when it's two Spanish niggas, that was out the window. I wonder what that was about.
You know what I think?
I don't
Because
know.
it's too many. Like, how can I put
Black on
this?
black hate, I guess.
Not even that. I wouldn't even say that for real. What I would say is too many already preconceived notions on everybody, right? So you got the Mexican quote unquote style of boxing when you feel like they're gonna go in there and it's gonna be action packed, and then you got the overseas style, or you got the quote unquote black slick fighter. Like it's already these notions in your head of how the fight is gonna be. So when it come to black fighters, since they supposed to be, slick black fighters, it's not gonna be action packed. At least so it would seem, right? That's why they want to know pay-per-view numbers and all this type of stuff because they feel like, oh, if there's two Mexican fighters, they gonna go in there and they just gonna be motherfucking in the pocket throwing haymakers, nigga, and it's just gonna be a complete fight. You feel me, start to finish. Kind of like how motherfucking Pitbull and Dude was. Like they gonna think every Mexican fight like that, and then every black fight is supposed to be a chess match because they slick. But even though that's not how the shit go, that's why I don't like all the labels and shit, man. We gotta understand language and what that shit really do to your mind, the connotations and the denotations of all the words that we use. Like same thing, motherfuckers think Lamont trash. Just like I said, you watch Tank last three fights, you watch Lamont last three fights, you can understand that this. I got Tank no matter what, but it's gonna be a dog fight. They're gonna get in there and scrap. It's gonna be a scrap. But since Lamont last name is Roach, the connotation of his last name, I've been saying this. That's the only reason why people talking shit about that fight is because this nigga last name Roach. You don't even understand the his last name is already giving you a certain feeling because don't nobody like roaches. I know it's funny or simple, but that's how connotations work. You know what I mean? Like you already hearing this word and you associating negativity with it because you don't like bugs, you don't like insects, you don't like roaches. If this nigga last name was Johnson, you motherfuckers wouldn't be talking shit about that fight. You know what I mean? It's simple shit like that, bro.
Not the name.
Language really matters. Like words are important.
But look, all jokes
Dialect.
aside though, what I really think it is Floyd is the reason why it's like this. So Floyd Mayweather. So when it comes to Mexican fighters, it's a history of Mexican fighters fighting a certain way, and it's always been a history of multiple fighters being
Exactly.
a headline. As far as when it comes to black fighters, it's always been one particular fighter people identify with as being the best, as being the sellout, and for the most part, it's either been somebody like Ali. It's been, well, actually, the past that don't even count because it was a whole lot of black fighters everybody could identify with. As far as
Right.
right now, or I would say before Tank and all these young dudes out right now, Floyd was the money maker. And it was anytime it was a black fighter, people looking for Floyd. You know, he's doing all these big numbers, apparently, allegedly, and he's doing all these sellouts. So it's like anytime a black fighter get in the ring, and they have that Floyd Mayweather style, let's say, they're expecting them to do these big numbers, and if they don't, they're like, ah, well, you ain't bringing the heat, you're not nothing like Floyd, or you know what I mean. It's always like they always comparing somebody to the next dude when they don't give
Right.
them their own platform, their own name. You know, everybody's not the same. That's why it's like it's not really me hating on Shakur. It's just like I'm expecting Shakur to be about what he say he is, and he never does that. Like, don't do all this yipping and yapping, but when you get in the ring, you looking like the opposite of what you're talking about. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So Devin, I can't even say nothing bad about Devin in that respect because, except for the fact when he talking all this trash, the reason why I don't really mess with Devin is partially his father, and then the other part is when he would use Tank's name to clout chase. That's the only two reasons. Don't nobody
Nah.
want to hear all that. So
Yeah, that's fact.
it's just it's just these two. It's like for real, for real, if they would stop talking, people probably would like them. You know what I mean? Just stop all that outside the ring talking. Talk in the ring. If you want to about your opponent, talk trash to that dude, so that when you can hype up your fight, so that people will actually want to pay to see it. People actually want to stay in the ring to watch it. I mean, in the arena to watch it. Outside of that, y'all not doing nothing. Don't nobody care about all that Twitter tweeting shit because you're not gonna do nothing. All that, oh, when I catch you outside, you're not gonna do nothing. You're not street. You're not a thug. You is you really trying to go to jail over a tweet? That like don't even make sense. You make money in fighting in the ring, so bring it in the ring. Don't nobody want to hear all that outside the ring talk. That's the stuff that I don't like. It's
Yeah,
all
nah,
fake.
fact.
It's all make believe. Y'all just telling stories out here. So don't nobody
So
really want to hear all that. It's not hating. It's real shit. Like just be who you say you are and show us. That's it. Sorry. That's all I had to
yeah,
say.
no, you definitely right, or at least keep the shit consistent. That's the one thing that I can
It don't
give.
even gotta be consistent. Like you're
I
not
put it
gonna
like
fight the
how
same
how
every fight. You're not gonna fight the same.
right, right,
You're not gonna
obviously,
fight the same every
obviously.
fight. You're not gonna fight the same every fight. You might have a bad day. You like he said he was injured. Like you know what I mean. People not gonna be the same every time. It's just that at least with Benavidez, for example, take Benavidez for an example. When Benavidez said he gonna come in there and break his face, that's really what he tried to do.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
You see
Like,
what
don't
you
sit there and
attempted to
talk like
do.
you gonna knock somebody out, knowing you gonna be running.
I mean, see, as far as the other people go, I don't mind when people, you feel me, talk they shit or motherfuckers try to clout chase, whatever the case is. I mean, do what you do, brother. Like, I ain't mad at your gang, but as long as you just gonna stay with that shit and you feel me, put your ten
Yeah,
toes on it, you gonna be good, brother. Like how
exactly,
Keyshawn Davis did, you know what I mean? At least he went out there
exactly.
and he still performed and he capitalized on the clout. He
Yeah,
capitalized on it. That's what you supposed to do, because then you gonna get your name buzzing. Then you gonna get
exactly.
talked about. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, that's the right way to do it. Don't go out here and talk shit and boo out the wat, and then you go in that motherfucker and you know,
People falling asleep
very,
on you.
very defensive. It's like, nah, bro. You
People
said
falling
you was
asleep
gonna
on
come out
you.
here and step on some shit.
You got people falling asleep on you, and why you actually literally fighting this people. We got video of people falling asleep on you in fights. Like, how can we be? That's not hating, bro. Like, please stop. Like, nah. But I
Like
mean, don't get
like
me
I
wrong. Though
said.
I like
Yeah,
Shakur
you was
Stevenson.
right. That shit
I
didn't
think
land.
he's a good boxer. I just really want him to bring the
Hey,
heat.
Queen Vaughn,
Hmm.
you right. That shit didn't land.
Hmm.
It didn't land. I saw that punch from I'm sorry,
Yeah,
from
yeah, yeah. I
Morell.
told you.
No, I didn't land. He get caught on his. He basically got hit. He basically was elbow to elbow,
Yeah,
and he
yeah,
pushed him elbow to elbow. All right,
yeah,
you're
yeah,
right.
yeah, yeah. So I'm just saying, like, that was a great fight. I can't even lie. I'm sorry, but PBC puts on the best fight cards. I don't care what nobody's talking about.
Fahim said y'all some card carrying haters because as Bevo boxing, Bevo, you out there hating on Shakur too?
Man, you know
Ain't
I
nothing
like
to hate
Puerto
on.
Rican.
Nothing to hate on. People
What'd
be
you
hating
say?
on Tank. That's what the hate is.
One more
Nah,
time.
I don't hate on Shakur. I'm
We
ready
just
for
speaking
him
facts.
to.
We just
I'm
speaking
ready for him to, step it up at 135. And I wouldn't even say step it up. I feel like that'd be too harsh. I want to see him acclimate more to 135. It don't seem like he adjusted to it just yet. No, I want him to get back to the 130 days when he was actually going out there and like he was throwing them bitches. You know what I mean? He was actually fighting.
Yeah,
That's the Shakur I want to see. Like that's when
exactly.
I was like, yeah, no, this nigga good. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
I ain't
he
no
talking like
hater or
he
nothing like
130,
that.
but he not acting like it. You know what I'm saying? He
Yeah,
not acting like he used to, but he talking like it. So we just
yeah, he's
want you
still
to
a
be
good.
about what you say
He's
you
still a
are.
very good boxer at 35. It's just it don't seem like he adjusted to it just yet. And I wonder I don't know if it's his hands or just the power ain't carrying how he thought it was. I couldn't tell you. Feel me? I'm not that nigga. So he's his own nigga. So only he could tell you.
Hey, real quick, what did you say, Bevo? What were you saying?
About Bivol?
Bevo. Bevo was saying. I thought Bevo was saying. I was trying to
Oh,
get his take on Shakur.
oh.
You there, Bevo? He must not be there.
I think he keep getting muted or something,
Yeah.
cutting out.
Hey. Let me. Hey, come back. Hey, come back again because you're broken up. Let me let Kamal cook for a second though. Kamal, what's good, man? Kamal, you there?
Yeah, Fanon, can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Okay, I'm on my iPad. I switched over from Samsung to my iPhone, so I'm still trying to use the iPhone. I learned how to use it, so I'm
You
calling from
came
the
the way.
iPad.
You came the right way, brother. Came the right way.
I've been all Apple, but for some reason I got this Samsung.
Yeah,
So
you faint. You got to keep your mouth near that mic though, because
I
you're
am
faint.
faint. Can you hear me now?
I can hear you, but you faint. Let me turn my volume up.
Let me see. Let me see. Is this
I like
better?
this guy, Kamal. I like this guy right
Yeah,
here.
it's a little bit better. It sounded like you was in the kitchen or something.
Let me see. Let me try to call in from my iPhone. Okay, I'm gonna get out.
All right.
I like that guy right there who just dropped off. I like
Yeah,
him.
come on, funny as hell.
He funny and he stayed hitting all the facts. I like that guy. But
Go ahead, man. Y'all were talking. Bevo was. I couldn't hear. I think Bevo got disconnected.
nah, but I was thinking about more. I was wanting to hit back on Canelo right quick. I was gonna say with that whole situation, I really feel like that's gonna be a bad fight for Terrence Crawford. He's definitely trying to get a payday on that one. I don't see why he. I mean, I can see why he's doing it, but that's gonna be a hard fight for him. It's really gonna be a hard fight for him. I don't say he can't do it. It's just that he's at a disadvantage. Off cuff, he's at a disadvantage. So
He gonna be a star, and man, he gonna be the man if he pulls that shit off.
yeah, he will
No, but
be.
ain't he taller than Canelo, right? By like an inch or two, or like an
He
inch and
Yeah,
a
he's
might,
a little
half.
bit
but you
taller,
gotta
a
think
little bit.
about it. You gotta think about it. Canelo been fighting at 168. He wouldn't even went up to 175. He's a big dude, regardless of how tall he is. He's
Yeah,
stocky,
his
and
ass
he's
wear
been
husky
fighting.
jeans and shit.
Yeah, he's been fighting these bigger dudes his whole career for the most part. Well, his latter career, he's been fighting big dudes. Terrence Crawford's been fighting small dudes. So that beating is gonna be a little bit different. He not, you know what I mean. And then
Yeah,
Canelo,
I feel like in that fight they both gonna look different and they both gonna fight a little different. I don't know. I feel like it'll still be a decent fight, as long as
oh, it's
everybody
gonna
go
be
out there.
that's gonna be a hell of a fight because
Yeah,
Canelo got
no.
the defense that Canelo got defense. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean that nigga can fight. You know what I mean? Like that's why I was saying, like, let's act like all of a sudden this nigga can't fight no more. Like, nah, they both can fight. They both
It's
can
just that
box
he
too.
picking. They just mad because he not fighting Benavidez. That's why they saying that.
I
But
mean, it is what it is, man. If he don't want to fight the nigga, just drop it, bro. Like that, I don't understand it, bro. Like, bro, I let motherfuckers do what they do, bro. Like I'm not, cause motherfuckers act like this the end of the world. My nigga, no, bro. Like I can't, you can't, this nigga. We can't put fucking guns to these niggas' head. Like, yeah, bro, fight him right now. Like,
they
no,
should just
bro.
be appreciating the fact that we getting some decent fights, mainly.
Exactly, bro. As long as motherfuckers fighting, man, they getting their money. They do what they do, man. I don't get no fuck, man. Just don't go in there and be no bitch. I like fighting, bro.
Exactly.
I like scrapping. That's why I said, me personally, people can say it's stupid if they want. I'd rather go in there and give the fans an action packed L than a weak ass W. That's me. Cause I like fighting. I like beating niggas up. I like seeing niggas fight. And I like seeing niggas beat niggas up. Respectfully. You know what I mean? I don't give a fuck about all that pot shot, move around for 12 rounds. Man, that shit's soft to me, bro. Like, motherfuckers want to win. I get that, bro. But that shit is still soft to me. That's just not in my soul. I'm a motherfucking warrior. I'm a fighter. I done fought through everything. So I want to go in there and I'm trying to beat your motherfucking head in, on bro. I don't give a fuck about none of that other shit. To be honest, that's just me though. Everybody got their own soul. Everybody got their own spirit. You know what I mean? I'm
I
not
think
afraid
people
of
would
getting hit.
respect somebody more too who come in there to fight like that. People want to see the
Yeah,
heart.
bro. I feel
It's
like
not just
that'll be
about
for the
skills. People want to see
fans.
the heart. Like, what heart do you have? You came into this ring. How bad are you willing to win it? I mean, your life is literally
You know
on
what
the
I mean?
line
For the
here.
fans too.
So,
Bro, I'm in my head, motherfucker. You trying to kill me, nigga? So I'm finna beat your motherfucking ass.
I mean, yeah.
Fuck
I
you
mean,
thought
the
you was?
possibility they could. That's the whole point. So it's like, I get it. Some people rather run. There's some fight or flights in the ring.
Yeah, that's just not me, man. I'm not afraid to get hit. You know what I mean? I'm not hesitant. In my head, bro, look, my life on the line, bro, and we finna make this money. Oh, yeah, of course I'm gonna try to win, but if you just so happen to beat my ass, hey, bro, congratulations. I want that motherfucker back, though. Don't get it twisted. And I want that back as quick as we can get that back. Because, of course, the fans
Hey
gonna be
man,
like,
so why
that
you
was an
so you don't
entertaining
think
fight.
it be boxing? I mean, man, I understand that's your motivation, but some people ain't blessed, man. They gotta get in. They all fighting. They all throwing punches.
And I
Here,
and I, I
hey, frequency
understand that.
fire.
I
I ain't gonna.
understand that,
Yeah,
and
hold on a
I
second.
got no
Hold
gripe
on a
with
second.
that.
Hold on. I just try to carry the argument on a second. I'm enjoying listening to y'all folk argue. Frequency flyer frequency got something to say. Hold on a second, though. Frequency
Hold
flyer.
on, real quick, y'all.
You got to break out.
Uh, mm,
You
yeah,
can always
probably.
jump back
Yeah,
in.
probably. I'll come back in when I can. Hold on. If y'all still
Yeah,
on.
all right now.
All right.
All right, bet. Phoenix the Assassin says even BBL Dev got heart. It might pump Kool-Aid and make kidney punch people in the sparring and sue after getting whooped, but it's still hard. What's up, Frequency Flyer?
What's going on,
Flyer,
Fanon? How you feeling, man?
man, I can't complain, man. Life is good, brother. How you feeling?
I'm feeling better. I was feeling bad on Friday, but I'm better now. You saw them fights, man?
Yeah, I saw the fights.
Yeah, it was a good night of boxing. What you thought about the David Ben? Who you had for that fight? David Benavidez and Morell.
I was going back and forth, man. I think I ended up with Benavidez.
Yeah, I had Benavidez. I think Morell fought the wrong fight. I didn't understand why he fought the way that he fought. I thought he was going to be the aggressor. I didn't think that he was going to let Benavidez just push him back like that. Most of the fight, he had Benavidez on the back foot maybe once or twice, but most of the fight it was Benavidez walking him down. And
Yeah.
he was kind of shelling up once Benavidez got to him, and I was thinking he was going to catch and shoot, or try to be a counter puncher when he was shelling up like that, but he never really threw punches back. Most of the times Benavidez started his onslaught, he just was there trying to block it. And I ain't understand that. I think experience beat Morell, that fight because Benavidez, he looked like he flat-footed and everything, but he be doing some stuff when he get in close and start throwing the punches. He was, changing angles and stuff. He was doing that little slick thing that Canelo do where he pull the guard down and then throw the, punch or whatever. So he's moving your hand before he, so he can get the punch in. He was doing all those veteran moves on him. And Morell, he just didn't really do what I thought he was going to do. He seemed like he was the harder puncher, though.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
man.
mean, it's a learning experience, though, so it is what it is. It was a good fight, a very good fight. So,
Yeah, I heard some people riding on getting on them, saying that Morell, that's it. He's not going to be able to learn. But I think
no, 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 no,
he's
no.
young. Yeah.
Yeah, you know
Well,
what I mean?
he don't got that many fights, as far as I understand. He only had like 11 fights or something like that.
I
So
believe so.
yeah,
Yeah,
he got room. He definitely got room for improvement. I think catching and shooting would have probably helped him out a lot. And having that Cuban background, I expected him to do a little more boxing,
type
not to
shit.
just shell up like that.
And I see what bro Fahim said in the chat. Nah, bro, I do like boxing, bro. Like, and I do appreciate boxing. I like fighting more, honestly, if we just keeping it all the way thug. But if it's two boxers going in there, but they making you miss and making you pay instead of actually just keep consistently making you miss and not doing nothing with that presented opportunity, nah, I'm not fucking with that. But if you actually going in that motherfucker, slip, pop, you feel me, and rolling, pop, pop, like if you doing your shit, bro, you making a motherfucker look goofy. I mean, yeah, that's cool and all. You know what I'm saying? I don't got no problem with that. Me personally, I don't got no dog in the race, bro. I just like to see a good match, whether it be a basketball game, football game, boxing match. I don't give a fuck if it's a motherfucking tennis game, tennis match, motherfucking ping pong. As long as it's a good football game, a good basketball game, and motherfuckers is everybody is doing what they supposed to do and everybody's doing it well, hey man, I can't complain. That's very entertaining. Everybody dunking on each other, shooting threes. Everybody getting crack back blocks and everybody getting trucks and all type of shit, good tackles and picks and whatever the case is, man. As long as it's good, hey man, it's good with me, bro. I'm not a complaining type motherfucker. That's just me personally. Everybody else got gripes and they just wanna, I don't know, man. Like, you not in the ring, bro. So shut your ass up. I
Hey,
mean,
hey, Sosa, but who you see dipping and slipping punches and don't throw no punches back though?
why you setting this question up, bro, like that?
Because I want to
What?
know who you talking about. You know, it sounds like you talking about
Nah,
Shakur, but I don't know.
nah.
I
See,
don't
you
know.
see, I was talking in a general sense, but you already had somebody in mind, so that should tell you something, right? Bro, you
Well,
set yourself up for
I
that.
was gonna disagree if you said Shakur because I don't think
Nah.
Shakur do that. I think Shakur, you know, he displayed a sweet science, man. I think he make you miss. He knows how to fight good on the inside. He throw punches back for sure, bro. He don't just be moving and running the whole fight.
Yeah, no,
You
I
know,
didn't say no
I think
names,
that's a
but at what
misconception of the,
at what weight class we talking about?
what you trying to say. He don't fight like that at 135 because I heard somebody else say that before, but I he only
It's it's
what he
it's
got two
it's
fights
it's
there.
it's periodic. It's periodic at 35, from what I noticed. He does still do those things. You know what I mean? He does still make you miss, make you pay, but it's periodic. And I personally think it's just because I don't know if he's not all the way used to the weight yet, or it's something the power not carrying how we thought or how he thought, or it's just his hands. Maybe he's gonna be better because his hands just got fixed, and I hope that was the case. Cause I want to see him go back to that when he's doing that all the time. You know what I mean? That's when I was like, yeah, nah, that little nigga good. Bro, you feel what I'm saying? I don't, like I said, bro, I don't hate nobody, or I don't put hate on nobody or no shade, but I got criticisms for all boxers or all football players, all basketball players. Like, I just like to see the best versions of themselves. You feel what I'm saying, bro?
What fight you thought was Shakur a bad fight at 135? The De Los Santos one.
Yeah, and I feel like that was because his hands, man. I feel like his hands wasn't right in that, man. I feel like his hands
So
was
we can
not right
scratch
in that.
that when we feel like he is because we were saying his hand was messed up, right? Well, he was saying that.
Yeah.
So what other fight other than that? You know, he been doing his thing.
Nah, well, he fought De Los Santos recently at 35. If I'm not tripping, that was De Los Santos and Artem. And Artem, in the Artem fight, he even said it out his own mouth, bro, that he didn't perform how he wanted to. Which I feel
That
like
was
it
a
was still
good
a,
show.
it was,
I
it
think
Good
because
was,
he
show.
had because he had him
I would
hurt and
say it
didn't take
was,
him out, right? Because
yeah,
he had him
it
hurt and
was,
didn't take him out.
it was decent, but I still feel like that was because his hands though. So maybe in this upcoming fight, since he got the surgery and whatnot, maybe it's gonna be better. So I'm excited to see how he gonna look, and hopefully he look better than his previous performances. That's all I'm saying. I just want him to look like how he used to look, and I just want him to perform better. Then hopefully that'll build up the fight even more. Cause he go out there and do his damn thing. You like, okay, now we excited to see that fight more with him and Tank. That's gonna be a good ass fight. He's looking better. He's performing better. You know what I mean? He's healed up. That's all I want, bro. Like, I ain't no hating of shit like that. I'm a
Man,
real
how I
nigga,
look
bro.
at
I'm
it,
a real nigga, bro.
we know what Shakur gonna bring to the table. So, if he had a bad performance, I don't think it was that bad of a performance that we wouldn't want to see him fight Tank because he didn't lose and nothing like that. But that's up to Shakur. I still would want to see him fight Tank. Because we know what he can bring. We know what type of skills he brings to the table. So I always think he got a shot at Tank. Me personally, I think Tank beats him though. But
Everybody got a shot, though. You know what I mean? No, cause when you getting in
yeah,
there, bro,
that's what I'm
anything can
saying.
happen.
Yeah, it's not like I don't think that he can win at all. I think it's a good possibility that he can probably outbox Tank.
Yeah,
And
but when
so I would
people say
never
that,
say, "Oh,
though,
I don't want." If he had a slightly bad performance, I wouldn't say, "Oh, I don't want to see him fight Tank now."
type
I
shit.
think
Nah, I
only
feel
y'all
that.
Tank fans be doing that, bro.
Nah, and it don't even be like that. But at the same time, same thing with Canelo. Let's act like this nigga Tank is not just a puncher. Like, this nigga can box too. And Shakur out his own mouth said, motherfuckers don't even know he's a better boxer than he is a puncher. So this good boxer, who we already know is a very good boxer, is telling you that Tank is also a very good boxer. And everybody else who's a good boxer tells you that Tank is a very good boxer. So let's not act like the nigga is just a puncher. I feel like it'll be a very good match. And I feel like it'll be a very good fight. You know what I mean?
I
I
don't
just
really
want
hear
Well,
both of them to
nobody
look
saying
hey,
good.
that.
for real, when it comes to these fighters and them fighting Tank, first of all, before I say anything, salute to you, Fanon. It is such a blessing to have you back, man. These my
Most definitely,
mornings,
most definitely.
my
Thanks,
mornings are
man.
right back in tune, man. Um, but how I feel about the Shakur Tank, the Devin Tank, and all this fight is I like Shakur, I like Devin, I like Ryan, I like all these fighters. I thought I've been watching them since the amateurs. Just none of them have shown me anything that Tank hasn't been able to handle. None of them in their fights have showed anything that's going to be able to keep Tank off of them. they haven't even showed or been in a fight to where their chin has been tested enough to even see if they will be able to withstand Tank's power. And so I
Facts.
look at a fight like that Frank Martin fight, where Frank Martin brought everything to the table. He was a southpaw. He was slick. He might not be as slick as somebody like a Shakur, but he's definitely a slick fighter. And the thing is, Frank Martin did have something to keep Gervonta Davis off of him, or what we thought would keep Gervonta Davis off of him, and even that wasn't enough. I don't think they have the experience level in these top fights the same way that Morell fight played out. I honestly thought Morell probably could have won that fight to keep it a buck. I don't know what everybody was seeing. Morell was not focused in that fight. He was in there showboating, dancing around. His lack of experience is what lost him that fight, because he had all the capabilities, the talents, the skills to beat Benavidez, and the toughness and the durability to last. And that's how I see a lot of these fights playing out with Tank. They just not getting any experience with tough enough competition for them to be able to
You had
withstand what he
Morell.
brings to the table.
You had Morell in that fight.
No, Morell lost. I had
No,
Morell
I
going
mean, did
into
you
the
think he
fight.
was going to win? I mean, did
Yeah,
you
yeah,
think
yeah,
Morell?
100%. I was on the fence. I was leaning for Morell because to be real, I was biased. He's from my state. I'm in Minnesota, so I was rocking with my dude all the way.
It's still cold up
But
there, good.
bro, don't even shit, man.
But
It's
I but
cold
I
in the
think just
bitch.
looking at that though, I think just looking at that, a lot of times what we think is going to happen, a lot of times don't happen. So who knows that maybe when Tank and Shakur fight, Tank might not be the best Tank. He might not have his best performance, and Shakur might have his best performance.
Yeah,
You
no,
never know how
100%.
these
Vice
fight, and
versa.
then
Like you
we'd
never
be
know.
then if he was to outpoint Tank and Tank never catch him, Tank never hit him flush enough to knock him out, and Shakur end up winning the fight, we'd be like, dang, we not gonna be like somebody. I heard somebody say we gonna be like, oh man, that ain't really no win because Shakur, you ran and just pot shot it. But no, that's not what people gonna say. People gonna say, wow, Tank couldn't cut off the ring and catch him. He actually outboxed Tank. He beat Tank. That's what people gonna
Yeah,
say.
no, and it, like I
Any,
said, real nigga shit. Like, but it can go the other way too. So that's why I just want to see the fight happen. I feel like it'll be a good fight. And speaking on what bro just said, it's crazy. You just brought up the amateur fights, bro. I went back, over the last week, and I was watching damn near everybody amateur fights from Devin to Shakur, Tank, all them, bro. Even Keyshawn was actually decent as hell in the amateurs. That little nigga was good. You feel me? And I went back and watched all of their amateur fights. All of them was decent in the amateurs, man. Like they even got a couple, Aloma shit. When his old ass was back there. Tank was still Tank in the amateurs, and the shit's so crazy. When you go back and watch some of his shit, you be like, damn, this nigga was still hitting hard and still boxing and doing what he needs to do, maneuvering and all that. But nah, I gotta agree with you, Flyer. Like the shit can go either way, and I just want to see the fight happen nonetheless, bro. I feel like it'll be a good fight. You know what I
anything
mean?
can anything can happen in a fight. I can only
Oh, bro.
base my assessment off of what I've seen from them under the
Facts,
lights.
facts.
And with Shakur, what I've seen from him under the lights, he's timid with punchers, but he knows how to win a fight. Like Shakur knows how to win a fight. That's the thing. He's timid with punchers, but he knows how to win a fight. With Tank, what I've seen is you can put any style in front of him, and he's going to close the show. You can put any style in front of him, and that man is going to close the show. With Devin, I've seen that he's extremely athletic, he's extremely talented. He has a good boxing IQ, but he gets defensively unresponsible or irresponsible, trying to put a show on for the fan. He fights in a way he doesn't have to. Devin could win a lot of his fights a lot easier than he does, but he's out there trying to be somebody who he's not. If he stick to pure boxing, um, he would do a lot better in his career. I mean, even that Ryan fight with the Austrian probably would have went different if he wasn't trying to walk Ryan down.
I think that's the only fight where I saw Devin get beside himself though. That was the only fight that I saw him do that. But um I
Nah,
think
nah,
Tank
nah.
and Devin
Loma
not
fight
even in
too.
the same conversation no more because it's no way they're gonna fight now. That fight is done, man. That's water under the bridge. Devin is
Yeah.
all the way up there moving towards, fighting boots. You know what I'm saying? Like some people were saying early on. And, Tank's still at 135. And I think Tank is at the perfect weight class that he, could be in. I think that's the best weight class for him because of his height and everything.
Yeah.
It's better for him it's easier for him to make 135, and plus he's short and stocky. So, I think
Who's
that's
short
the
and
best
stocky?
weight class for him. Tank.
Tank is not stocky, bro. That nigga is thin.
He's
That little
skinny
nigga
now.
is. That nigga has been thin the last few years. I think prison did him some justice. I ain't gonna lie to you. And he
Tank
said
was
it
He, he
himself. It made
don't
him a
look. He
better
ain't look.
man.
He didn't look like he was. Because
Nah,
I mean Frank Martin,
before he
the
got
Frank
locked
Martin
up, bro,
fight.
that nigga was husky, bro.
Nah, he was undisciplined early in his career. You hear him talk
Yeah,
about it
that's
himself.
what jail gonna do to you. We all know how the shit be. You know what I mean? You go to jail, you come back, bro. You supposed to be
I,
more disciplined. I
I
mean,
don't. I don't.
you don't want
I
to go
don't
back
think
to that motherfucker,
Tank don't look like he's too skinny or nothing like that to me. He looked like he short and stocky.
bro.
You
That
know what I'm
nigga
saying?
said
And
he walk around at 150 at the most on some shit, bro. That nigga used to be
yeah,
fat, going
because
to the
he
club
don't
and
let himself
eating
blow up.
whatever. I
He more
mean,
focused now. I think I like that for him.
on
I think
bro.
he should stay at 135. Um, he
Yeah, I
probably
mean,
could
when he get a
beat
little
some of the
older, his
guys up
metabolism
at
starts slowing
140.
down. I
He
mean,
probably could beat some of them guys up at 140, but I think 135 is where he belong at. But we ain't never see Tank fight nobody as skilled as Shakur is all I would say, because
nah,
we can look
I
at
agree
Tank
with
fight
that.
all
I
other
think.
guys all day long and say, oh yeah, he beat a boxer, he beat this guy, he beat that guy, but he ain't beat Shakur. Shakur is the upper echelon of those guys.
Who
So
has
It's
Shakur
vice
shown
versa, bro. They
those
haven't fought each other, so
elite
you gotta
boxing skills against?
say
yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's both ways. Yeah, it's
you
both
gotta say
ways. But
that
I
for
hear a
both
lot of
of them.
people say,
And
a lot
even
of
with
people just
Shakur,
say,
bro, it's
a lot of people just say, yeah, they don't think that Tank, I mean, Shakur can get away from Tank, he can handle Tank power, but Shakur is good at not letting people hit him. So what if Tank can't ever hit him? I
What
mean,
elite
we know
level
we gonna hit
boxer
him,
has
but when I
Shakur
say
fought?
hit him, I mean hit him
you
flush.
look at the
What if he
punch
never
stats.
catches up with him to hit him flush?
When you look at
What
the
elite
punch
level
stats,
boxer has
yeah,
Shakur
I
fought?
mean, I feel you on that, bro. But when you look at the punch stats, it's not like motherfuckers is going there against Shakur and it's 0 for 1,000,000. No, he still gets hit. Everybody's gonna get hit,
That's
my
why I
nigga. Like
said
you can't
flush.
play football without getting hit. Man, I don't mean it can
That's
look
why I
like it
said
ain't. Tank
flush.
don't get hit flush on a lot of shots too. That nigga knows how to roll. That nigga be rolling the
Yeah,
fuck out of punches. If you go back and look at
Hey, hold on a
like what
second.
no, I mean, everybody gonna get hit.
Sosa,
Feel me?
hold on a second.
Everybody gonna get
Hey,
hit.
hold on a second. Hey, come on, what's good, man?
Oh, I was enjoying, man. I didn't need to cut in
Oh,
because
you good? Okay, quick. Let me
I'm
get this
good.
couple
I
super
had some
chats
stuff to
in.
say, but I didn't want to interrupt. There's some good
Oh,
topics.
oh, that's fair.
salute,
Cool. Hold on a
Kamal.
second, Sosa. Let me finish. Let me get these
Nah,
couple
Kamal,
super
you
chats.
always welcome, brother.
Um, Jeep Red Boy in the building. Thank you, brother. Ty Drakeford said, I agree with Sosa. It's always a little fighting, including in boxing. You got to have some level of dog in you. For sure, for sure, for sure. Phoenix the Assassin said Shakur compared his De Los Santos fight to Floyd's fight with Baldomir, where Floyd landed 199 punches, while De Los Santos and Shakur combined for 105. Yeah, that's not a good comparison. Go ahead, man. Go ahead, Joe.
Yeah, I think I didn't mean he's not going to get hit at all. I'm saying he's getting hit flush. It's a big difference. Like Benavidez, we saw that Morell, it looked like he had more pop and more power than Benavidez, but he never really was able to hit Benavidez flush. His defense was good and he was good at letting those shots graze off and stuff like that. I think the
Type
same
shit.
thing is with Shakur.
In theory, that shit sound good, bro. But we talking about one of the most accurate punchers. Tank
Yeah,
is
but
an
we talking
accurate
about
puncher.
but
Listen,
we
who
talking
has
about a slick fighter though.
Shakur
How
proved
many slick
himself
fighters we
against?
Yeah,
saw him fight?
Who has
they
Shakur?
both
What
slick though.
elite
That's the
level? Hold
thing.
on, hold on, hold on.
Exactly.
What elite level boxer has Shakur displayed elite level defense against? What person? What fighter has Shakur fought who has an elite level offense? Who is known for their elite level offense that he has proved that his defense is elite against?
You're saying the same thing we're saying. we can easily say who has Tank fought that that makes
Well,
us see that he
his
can catch
resume.
somebody who has
I wouldn't say
good
elite, but they both fought. They
defense.
both fought top guys, if I'm not mistaken. They
I
got
think
both fought
Tank. I
top
disagree
guys and
there.
top tens and all of that.
I disagree. I think Tank's resume is much better than Shakur's.
Oh,
I
Yes.
mean,
facts. Yeah, hell, duh.
I think he's, beating the Pedraza that went over to Top Rank and gave everybody problems. Beating him, that was a good win. Of course, Frank Martin. People were changing the script, and this is what pisses me off about
Yeah, I
YouTube.
peeped that. I peeped that.
People were saying Tank doesn't fight black fighters. Then I said to people, I said to Fanon, I said, you guys go to ancestry.com because Gamboa is as black as you and I are. His folks ended up going to Cuba. People don't know history. And so Gervonta gives you Frank Martin, who everybody wanted to see Frank Martin fight Shakur. And they were talking about how it's a great fight. Then Gervonta picks him, and then they lie on Frank and say he's a prospect, which he wasn't. He was a contender. His resume at 140, Jackson Marinas, all those guys, he went through the ringer. I challenge you to look at his resume at 140. Earl had him in with undefeated fighters or people with controversial losses, like Jackson Marinas to Rolly. I mean, so people were trying to move the goalpost on that because Frank Martin, when Tank fought him, oh, he's a bum, this and that. It wasn't, they couldn't say, oh, he's fighting a black fighter now because they said Tank only fights flat-footed Latinos. Frank Martin, to me, was a very good win. And I think that Tank's resume has prepared him more for fighting a Shakur or a Devin. I like Flyer Frequency said, I don't see the Devin fight happening because Devin really should be at 154. And he's moving up to 147. So that fight is not going to happen. But I would
Yeah.
argue that guys against the last samurai, Yoshino, who never fought out of Japan, it was his first fight out of Japan. Even that, who's that doper that's in Canelo and Eddie Cartel Reynoso's camp, that Mexican dude that Shakur beat. That guy was a showcase fight. So I disagree there. I think that Tank's resume, although you could argue he hasn't fought somebody with as unique a skill set as Shakur, I think that his resume has prepared him more than Shakur if they were to fight, in the next one or two fights.
I
Now,
was gonna say you left that one
Kamal,
part out. Come on, when you said black fighters, that's not what people were saying. They were saying slick black fighters. There's a difference.
Frank
No,
Martin is
people
a
Shakur
were
would be
saying
very
black
considered a slick
fighters.
Frank
black
They
Martin
were
fighter.
is a
saying
very
black fighters. They were
listen.
saying
No,
Nah,
it's not the
black
same.
they
It's
be
not the
saying
fighters.
that
same.
shit
It's
in
a big
general,
difference
ho.
in fighting a Shakur and a Frank Martin. I think the Frank Martin win was a great win, and I think
Yeah.
it's smart of these fighters. They're starting to get these guys that's up and coming and looking like they're about to be a problem before they actually become a problem. We saw Tank do it with Frank Martin. We saw David Benavidez just do it with Morell. And we about to see Shakur do it with Kid Austin. I'm always for that. I'll be pushing for those type of fights, and I don't understand sometimes why the people at the top don't do that. Hurry up, nobody got boots.
See, but
Bud and
hold on.
Arrow
Frank is way,
avoided boots, and now boots is a whole
but
problem now. They
let's
should
be
have got
honest,
him early.
comparing Kid Austin, I mean, it's a good fight. I think it's a good fight. But comparing Kid Austin for Shakur with his resume, compared to if you look at Frank's resume coming up to fight Tank Davis, I mean, his opponents in his last 5 fights before the Tank fight, what was their record? Like 104 or something? And many people thought Jackson Marinas beat Rolly, and that was a robbery. They were saying
And
that
Frank
Jackson
looked
Marinas,
good in those fights.
exactly.
And people forget not just that Frank has recently picked up that sitting down on your punches type of style. As he started training more with Derrick James, Frank has always been a slick fighter with good footwork and a whole lot of movement, and he has
But
great
he don't
defense.
fight
But
like that though.
no,
He don't
see,
fight slick.
that's no, because see, that's recency bias. A lot of these people get up and they start speaking from recency bias. Majority of Frank Martin's fights, he has fought slick, defensively.
Did he fight that
Yeah.
his last couple fights that way? You gotta go by what's going on recent, bro. You
Well,
can't go by
No,
what he used to.
hold on.
Errol
he
Spence
has a
used to
full
be a
You
boxer.
repertoire.
cannot fight every fight the
Errol
same
Exactly.
Spence
style.
used to
But
be a
just
boxer and he
because
turned
out
into a
of two
pressure fighter,
fights,
right?
hold on, bro, hold on. Look, just because out of two or three fights, out of however many fights he got, he decided to sit down on punches with fighters that he felt like he can sit down on his punches with, does not take away the fact that you've been a slick fighter for a majority of your career. If I fight 8 fights, if I got 10 fights and 8 out of the 10 fights I fought slick, but 2 of the fights I sitting down on my punches and I'm hurting my opponents, I'm still a slick boxer.
What fights you saw Frank Martin? I don't see how y'all say Frank Martin used to be a
Michelle
slick fighter. I
Rivera,
didn't. Frank
Little
Martin
Ali, a
started
doped
fighting
up
late
little
too.
Ali. He outboxed the hell out of him. Frank has
That's
a big
man.
repertoire. Did you watch the Michelle Rivera fight? That was a 50-50 fight. Most people, a lot of people thought
Yeah, I think
Rivera was
that's
going to
Frank
beat him.
Martin. That's Frank Martin' best win. Yeah,
And he
but
was
I don't think he
unpaid.
fought slick in that fight. He just beat him. He outboxed him.
What
He used his entire repertoire against Michelle Rivera. He was slick. His defense was on point, and he punished him. I
he was
think.
punching from angles, moving his head off the line back and
Yeah.
forth.
My
I don't
thing
know
was
what is fight. What is
everything.
fighting slick in
Everything
your book if
changed,
that's
man.
not fighting slick? What's fighting slick?
Everything changed when he was gonna fight Shakur. And I said it too. I was like, they was in talks because remember before that, really, it was supposed to be him and Keyshawn. They went up to it. Well, Frank called Keyshawn out. You feel me? He went up to him when they was giving him a little interview, and he was like, "Bro, like we can get this shit popping. Like, you know what I mean? Ain't nobody scared of you, nigga." And then Keyshawn was like, "Oh, who is he? You feel me?" And he was like, "Nigga, you know who I am. We can get this shit popping." And then he was supposed to fight Shakur, and everybody was saying, "Oh, yeah, that'd be a decent fight. We like the Frank Martin fight versus Shakur. That's a decent fight." Frank was the one. Tank didn't pick him. Frank was the one who
I'm
switched
not
sides
saying
and said,
I'm not saying he picked him or nothing like that. I was
"Yeah,
just
you
saying
know."
making the point that he not really I don't categorize him as a slick black fighter though. That's all I was saying. It's a great win. I like that win. I said, because I held Frank Martin high, in that division. He's a great fighter. You know, Tank just made it look easy. That's all. Tank just way better. That's all. You know. But Shakur, though, it's a big difference for sure between Shakur and Frank Martin. It's a big difference
How? What's the
What's
difference?
what's the
They
difference?
both
because
fought a
Frank
thoroughman
Martin get hit a
unfinished.
whole lot more. Shakur don't get hit, bro. He
Yeah, but
barely
Because
against
even get hit.
Tank,
he
they're
don't
going to
really
look
take
at
as many
ring generalship
chances.
and they're going to look at effective aggression. So if Shakur does what he did against that African cop, what's his name, Jeremiah Nakathelia, where he was talking all that shit on Fight Hype, saying no cop is going to beat me, I'm going to dominate him. And that's the problem with Shakur and Devin is that they write checks that they cannot cash. If they were to be quiet and let their talking doing in the ring, people wouldn't be as angry with them, especially when they talk about Tank. So if you're gonna fight like that against Nakathelia, you're not gonna win against Tank because the judges are gonna go, hey, look, we're looking at effective aggression and ring generalship. So if you're just missing but not throwing anything and just running like a Ethiopian or Kenyan marathon runner, they're gonna give
But
the victory to
that's
Tank.
not what he do though.
I
That's not
promise
what
Yeah.
Shakur
fight
do. You
will
always try to put that on Shakur and say he don't hit back. It's like he
that
just
fight
run
will
Against
look
around,
like
punchers,
Tank.
slip
against
punches,
punchers,
and
he
don't
has
throw no
that.
punches back.
I
Against
promise you
punchers,
that
he's been
fight gonna
acting
look
like
a
that.
lot like Frank
He was
Martin fight.
running in the
I
De Los
promise you.
Santos fight, bro. He was running, and I'm a
He
Shakur
was
fan.
We
running,
we agreed that his hand was hurt though, right? He
but
he was
that
But
fighting
that's
with
not
one
the
hand.
first
hand was
fight
hurt
that
as
we've
well,
seen
and he
Shakur
stood down
fight
and
like
still
that.
fought.
That's not the only fight that
Valdez
Shakur
was
has fought.
a power puncher. What happened to Valdez?
Valdez is small. He don't he who
He's a top
Y'all
ranked
got
hype
every
job.
excuse, bro.
Valdez is a top ranked hype job. That
He
guy's
was
well
in the
not any
no
same
good.
weight
He's with the
class.
acknowledge
WBO. That guy's not any good. That
I can
was
give
I don't rate Valdez at all. Top Rank has exclusive rights to the WBO, and he was fighting WBO guys. His one good win, which I think was bad, was against who's that other Mexican dude that was knocking everybody out at 126? Who am I thinking of? Fuck, I forgot his name. Somebody remind me in the chat of who Valdez beat that was a 50-50 fight. Fuck, I forgot the guy's name.
Burchell.
Burkelt,
Burchell.
yeah, Burchell. That was his only good win, and even that, with his drug use and being in Eddie Cartel Reynoso's gym, I think that has an asterisk by it. I never rated Valdez, absolutely not.
I mean, yeah, he has been going down, lately. So I don't know. Maybe you're right. But
Look,
I'm
hey,
just
fight.
trying to
hey,
think of
fire,
somebody who
listen.
can punch that he fought. That's somebody who had power that he fought.
I mean, listen, I'm gonna tell you this. Shakur is undoubtedly a great boxer, and his defense is
I'm not even a Shakur fan like that. I just want to see the
that's
fight, bro.
fine. Hold
Hey,
on. I
what
didn't
up,
finish what
boy?
I'm saying.
What's
Hold
going on?
on.
What's going on?
My man, I ain't even let it get it out before bro started going.
Oh no,
Um,
I didn't hear it. Everything went quiet. I ain't hear nobody.
so what I'm saying is this, bro. With Shakur, he's undoubtedly talented. He got great defense, all of that. He has not proved himself at 135.
I agree.
Let me paint you a picture.
I
Tank
agree.
has what, 8 or 9 fights at 135 out of 30 fights.
I agree. Like I said, that Shakur that we seen at 126 and 130, we still looking for that that Shakur at 135, and he just haven't been
Yeah,
fighting like that.
yeah, that's it, bro. Like I'm a
Man,
real nigga. Ain't no
I
hating
think
on
y'all
him or
be
nothing.
too. I think y'all be too busy analyzing what a person did
Ah,
lately
here you go.
and
Oh
not
my
So
god.
you're nah,
understanding
nah,
who they
nah.
are and just wanting to see
Ah,
the fight, bro. Let's see the fight, bro.
ah.
Looking
No,
for
that's
the
what I've
old
been
Shakur is
saying,
like
bro.
looking
I
for the
feel like
old
y'all be trying
Kanye.
to protect Tank, bro, from all these fights.
I
That's how I
promise
really
you,
feel.
I
Bro, it
promise you
ain't no
that fight
protection. It ain't nothing to be scared of. What the
Hey,
fuck is
hey,
that?
Y'all be trying to
If he
talk. Y'all be
already
trying to
said he
give
don't
us
care about
reasons why
belts,
we wouldn't want to
okay, let
enjoy
me
the
ask you
fight,
something,
bro.
so you
Flyer. Let
really
me ask
think
you something, Flyer. He already said he don't care about belts, right? So why would he care about losing a boring fight? That don't make sense, bro. What
Why
is
would
there
he
to
even
be
care to
afraid
fight
of?
him, right,
What?
Tank.
No, it ain't that. I mean, fight him, yeah, whatever. But what is there to be afraid of in the fight itself?
bro?
He ain't got to
That
worry
sound
about
like a good.
power.
That sound
He
like
ain't
a
got to
real
worry
good
about getting
excuse.
hit
Forget
hard,
all of
nigga.
that. Forget
how
That
all
would
that.
sound
that
like a
how
real
would
good
that sound
excuse,
like
I
but
a
it
It's
ain't
not no
excuse?
flying with
excuse,
fight
bro.
fans,
Bro,
though,
look,
bro.
But
look.
Flyer,
And I want to
Flyer,
paint you a picture, right? If me and you know we finna scrap, right? And matter of fact, I just had to deal with some shit Sunday, bro, to where shit got a little wicked, chops got pulled out on bro. But regardless, if I know I'm finna fight Shorty baby daddy, you know what I mean? Because he talking shit, but I know he's a little nigga. He's 22, 23. I'm a grown ass man, 25. I know this little nigga weak. He only fight bitches. He only beat up bitches. This nigga is not strong. If I know me and him finna scrap, right? And this nigga weak as fuck, what the fuck am I afraid of? I'm finna beat your little ass. What are you gonna do to me, boy? I'm finna go in here and nigga, I'm finna mop the
We not
floor with
talking
your
about
ass.
street fighting. We talking boxing,
I
though,
know, I'm
bro.
just
We
giving an
talking
Hey,
example. I'm
his
giving an
titles,
example
his
though, bro.
reputation, his all
but
types
that's
of
how
stuff. Yeah,
Tank
forget
treated
all
legacy,
of that.
it's
Shakur,
all
bro.
type
But
of
Look,
money.
if there's nothing to fear in the fight itself within the bout, what the fuck is there to be afraid of? He's gonna walk through them
That's the
bitches
point.
like Michael Myers.
I think you misunderstanding
I
me. I'm
promise you,
not saying Tank is afraid. I'm saying y'all afraid for Tank. Tank don't be
no,
What
feeling
do
how
we
listen,
y'all
got?
be
no,
This
no.
feeling,
nigga
bro.
not
All
gonna get
right,
hurt.
listen,
Nigga, they ain't
listen,
what the fuck?
listen. Hold
why are
on,
we
hold
Tank
on.
don't be
afraid for
feeling
him?
how y'all feeling.
Forget
I
all
heard
of
you
that.
say
Forget
say that Shakur
frequent
fans
flyer.
not really his fans because they want to see him
They
hurt.
not.
They don't
Frequent.
care. They just want to see the fight, bro. They not
And we
that
want
deep
to see the
invested
fight
in
Who
it.
are you
too.
speaking towards? There's only one
But we
person
can't make
here.
Shakur fight that
There,
man.
there's
Yeah,
only
we want to see
one
the fight.
person here who has said they do not want to see that Tank fight Shakur. I will watch that fight next. I got Tank stopping Shakur in 7, and I'm a Shakur fan. Ain't nobody saying that we don't want to see that fight. The only reason why that fight has not happened is because of the politics of boxing. And I'm not
Facts,
talking
facts.
about promoters versus promoters because that's not the reason either. Shakur does not bring anything to the table on paper that holds weight in Tank's team's eyes. That's the reason why the fight has not happened.
Because
Has
Tank
nothing to
team got
do.
his best
Has
It's not
interests at
even just
heart,
nothing to
that.
bro.
do.
Which
It's
Has
is
not even
nothing
why,
just
to
that.
do.
which is
Has
why
Because
nothing
he
to
Tank
do
went
at
team
so
got
all.
his
hard.
best
Has
interests at heart. That's
has
why they
Hold on,
got
hold on,
nothing
hold
Tank
on, hold
best
on.
to
interests at heart.
bro.
Which is why
There's
he
one
went
more
to
thing
Eddie
people are
Hearn.
forgetting. There's one thing people is forgetting. Like he just said, Shakur's with Eddie Hearn, and they got a supposed 3-fight deal. Originally, it was supposed to be Cordina, then Zepeda, and then Eddie was talking about maybe Tank for a third fight.
Yeah.
Problem with that is Eddie is not Tank's promoter. He can't guarantee Shakur that fight. And
Exactly.
on top of that, they know Tank and Eddie got bad blood. Eddie even came out and said Shakur told him not to even try to talk about the fight. So we got that to consider. How is that going to happen when we already know that Zepeda is the next fight for Shakur? But just because people want to say Tank the A side don't mean he can automatically erase that. Shakur's still going to have to fight Zepeda. So we
And
can't even talk about Shakur and Tank right now until after the Zepeda fight to see what Shakur is going to do.
yeah,
If
Not
he's going to
only
go ahead and
that,
put
he
himself in a
definitely got to
situation like that, like
Phoenix
Devin
is
did.
right. Phoenix
here's
is
a
right. And what I never understood is, real quick, my bad. What I never understood is, I know we all like to throw around the A side, B side, but what the fuck stops anybody from saying, hey, I know I'm the B side, but we sent you over something and we know there's going to be revisions and you guys are going to edit it however you want, but we just want to start the interaction in general. So we sent you
What
guys
stops that?
terms.
What
Like, what the
stops
fuck?
that is Leonard. What stops that is Leonard Ellaby saying, "Don't nobody send Tank no offer.
Bro,
Don't
stop
nobody
doing
hey,
tell
with the
us what to
but
do."
semantic shit. You
listen,
can
that
still
that
send
that
something.
he was
yo,
You can
speaking as
still
he knows
send
the man
whatever,
that's
knowing that it's
trying to
gonna
make the
be
fight.
revised, bro. Like, what the fuck? whether you feel me, you the B side or not, you can still send something like, hey, we just want to start the
If he
interaction. We
say
know you
don't
guys are
nobody
gonna make
send us no
changes.
offers, Tank could be sending the offers. Why
Okay,
would you send him an offer, bro?
forget about
Because you know you
hypotheticals.
starting you
Let's
starting
go
it and you
based
got
on what
proof
has
that you
happened.
starting the motherfucking interaction.
Let's go based on what has happened. Forget the hypotheticals. Let's talk about this. In the PBC, they have a saying that you are paid what you weigh. And that's the same thing that Terrence Crawford had an issue with when trying to make the Earl Spence
Eat
fight. The
what you
only reason
kill.
why it happened, and let me finish this because I'm trying to land a real point here. The only reason why that fight happened is because Earl went outside the wishes of his team and made the fight happen because that's the type of man that Earl is. Also, he seen what was coming with Showtime and did not want to miss out on this big money. Now, let's talk about when Devin sent Shakur an offer. What happened? When Devin sent Shakur an offer, what happened?
Shakur ducked the 25%. We know.
That's
Okay,
not
so my point is, and Shakur's reasoning for that was that it wasn't enough money, but it would have been more money than he's ever made in his career. So when going to the negotiation table with Tank, if you're not even going to accept that money for Devin, who was undisputed, you saying 25% enough, and you believe in yourself that much, you take that fight, you beat him, and you come back and did exactly what Devin did with Cambosa.
yeah.
Went over to
So
Australia,
here's
got the belts, came back and made his terms.
That's the
so here's
problem,
the
though.
problem with
We
that
know
one.
that,
There's a
but
problem with that though. There's a problem
Tank
That's
with
and
the
that
Shakur
though.
ain't
problem.
never had no offers. You know what I mean?
People
This
like
my
Brian
thing
Norman
though.
Hold
Jr.
on.
Okay, go ahead.
There's
This
a
my
problem with that though. There's a problem with that though, because whether you want to say Devin is undisputed or not, the WBC named Shakur mandatory for their title. So whether Devin got undisputed or not, he still had the WBC title, and that's what they had to put on the line. So they got to go by their rules. Shakur was
No,
entitled to
no.
more than 25% for that. So that's the thing. Whether Devin fought him or not, even though Devin got stripped, Shakur still fought for that WBC title. The thing is,
Did,
when you're a champion, you can't just say, "Oh, well, this mandatory is due, so I'm gonna put these other belts on the shelf, and I'm only going to defend this one in the ring." You can't do that. You got to put all of them in there, whether you want to or not. So Devin definitely had no right to go ahead and say, "Now we're going to bypass the WBC's rules and do 5% lower than that." And we've seen how Devin reacted when Shakur got in the ring to follow him. Devin jumped out the ring immediately, didn't even do the post-fight interview. So we
did
can't
Shakur
go ahead
enact
and
his
do that.
I
mandatory?
hate to go back
Did
down
he
that
enact
road.
his mandatory?
Again, but you incorrect with that, because
man. That
Shakur
man
wasn't
talking out his neck,
Shakur
bro.
wasn't the mandatory at first. When
Yes, he
Devin
was.
offered
He
him
was
that
mandatory when
25,
he beat Yoshino.
hold on,
No,
let me finish. Let me
no,
finish,
you're
bro.
wrong, frequent. You're wrong, frequent,
How you
because
didn't even hear what I said
Shakur.
yet. You didn't
You're
even hear
saying
what
that.
I said yet.
No, I know what you're saying. You're saying that
Let me
Shakur
put
was
it
not
down, and then
mandatory at the
you
time.
gotta say I'm
Nah,
wrong.
you got to start. You got
Let
to
me
start
put it.
correct.
Y'all see
You
this? This
said
what he
you
do all the
said
time,
nah.
man.
You said Shakur was not
Let me
mandatory at the
talk,
time.
bro.
He became mandatory when he beat Yoshino. Mauricio Superman came out and announced him as mandatory immediately after the Yoshino fight. So he was already mandatory by that time.
That's
That's what I got
correct.
a
That's
No,
problem
he
with a
was
correct.
lot of
okay.
boxing.
Hold on, come on. No,
Okay.
he wasn't. He wasn't the mandatory yet. At that point, when Devin offered him the 25%, it was a mandatory defense. That's what it was. I mean, not a mandatory. It was a voluntary defense. That's what it was.
No, it
Because
wasn't.
let me finish. Let me finish. Yes, it was because right after
Okay.
Devin fought.
No, no,
Let
no,
me
no,
say.
no.
Let me tell you
You're
why.
wrong. If you're gonna say that, then you have to answer this question: Had Shakur defeated Yoshino by that point? Yeah, yes or
Give me a
no?
second, man. Dude, friggin' fire. Dude, we have done this shit so much time, bro. We do not make that point. It's just not true.
Yeah.
Okay,
The
we've already done that
firefighters
so
is
many
coming to
times,
put
bro.
out
I
the
don't want to
smoke
do it
because
again.
I'm smoking him right now.
I
The
don't
No,
want to
not
do it
firefighters
because your
in the
again,
pants
man.
on
Can
fire
background.
we
from
let him
lying.
finish,
But
bro?
this is a
No,
key
you
point.
hold
This
on.
is a
Y'all,
key
he won't
point.
Hold
even
on.
let me say. He won't
Hold
even
on.
let me get.
I
Y'all
already
don't even
heard what
want to
you had
let
to
me
say,
get
dude.
out,
I'm gonna
get
kick
it
you in the
out
back
because
when
y'all
you're
know.
done.
We know where you going with
It
that,
is
bro.
hold on. It was absolutely true that the WBC notified Devin that his mandatory challenger was going to be Shakur Stevenson,
Yeah.
and Shakur Stevenson petitioned to have the beginning of the voluntary negotiation period. And there's no reason for him to agree to a 25% when there's a 30% voluntary deal, which is what he petitioned to have. But Frequency Flyer, you tell that story so much, man.
Fanon, let me ask you a question then. Did Shakur's petition come before the negotiations or after it, during it? The
During.
25
It came down.
exactly.
During.
So I rest my case. The 25% offer was put out there, and then Shakur put in a petition to become the to have the fight mandated. So it was a
No,
voluntary
he
defense
put in a
until
petition
that.
to begin. He put in a petition to begin the voluntary negotiation period. They were
No,
already negotiating before the 30-day countdown. He petitioned
for
for a
now,
30-day countdown. So
for now,
just
you
anyway,
you
we're not going to continue to talk about it, bro, because you're misleading people, and I'm not in the
Mm-hmm.
business of doing that.
But the
for now
theme
you remember
is
right
important.
after you remember right after he
Go ahead. What was your point? Come on.
The theme is important because this is what's happening in boxing. People misanalyze the career of Floyd Mayweather Jr. They want to just go straight to the Money Mayweather stage and forget that Floyd, as the B side, went through the Pretty Boy Floyd stage and he was knocking folks out. So when people say Floyd was boring, or people get this conception of black fighters as being defensive or risk averse. They're totally forgetting that Floyd was fighting way outside of his weight classes, and they don't look at the fights like Arturo Gotti and stuff like that where he was knocking folks out. They also took a lot of boxers today took the wrong lesson from Floyd. Floyd took less money when he was not clearly the A side, when he was calling out Shane Mosley, and and Shane Mosley responded on HBO, "Oh, I got to see my tooth, my dentist. I got my tooth, something up with my tooth." You guys probably don't even remember that, and so
That was
now
after the Vargas
everybody
rematch.
I do.
people do not want to take short money, like in the case of Brian Norman Jr. You beat Boots, you take 1.5 million, they'll have a rematch, and you'll be the A side in that situation.
Yeah, exactly.
Everybody wants to go straight to the Money Mayweather stage without going through the Pretty Boy Floyd stage in terms of the competition level of top guys consistently fighting and then taking the shorter end of the stick. Even a good example of this, another good example is Bernard Hopkins. Bernard Hopkins was the B
Hmm.
side in many situations. But he took the tough fights. He fought Kelly Pavlik. He was a huge B-side in that. Oscar, he was a huge B-side. These guys don't want to sacrifice like B-Hop did. No matter, I'm not talking about out of the ring because I know the Haniacs hate B-Hop. I know a lot of people hate him. I'm talking about inside the ring, and that's what's hurting the sport now because we're looking at this. After Shakur and Devin didn't happen, you know who said, "I'll take 25%, I'll be your Huckleberry"? Frank Martin said, "I'll take that. Devin, fight me." And Devin was quiet as a church mouse. That would have been
Yep.
a good fight.
But we all knew he wasn't staying at one. We knew he wasn't staying. That was a bluff, bro. We knew he wasn't staying at 135. He
I
had
mean,
he, he had
if he
he had plans to move up to 140.
he did, but that would have been a good fight.
Right.
He said he was willing to stay for one last fight against Shakur or Tank and stuff like that, but Frank would have been a good fight. That's my point. Frank at that point, he's anti what we're talking about with Shakur and Devin in this situation. Frank said, "Yeah, I'll take the short money because if I beat you, I'll be the man." And not too many people in boxing are willing to do that. Same with Benavidez. Benavidez and Morell were both ducked by Canelo with the help of the sanctioning bodies at 168. And so Benavidez says, and this is why you got to support the guy. He says, "I'm just going to do what I'm going to do. I'm not going to be a mere Chin Khan taking a bunch of light punchers at 147, avoiding Thurman, avoiding the Danny Garcia rematch, avoiding Porter to try to work my way and weasel my way into a Floyd match." And then he didn't end up getting it. He got Canelo, but that's it. David Benavidez is taking his fate, his destiny into his own hands, fighting a boo-boo Andre that Canelo ducked in 3 different divisions, fighting Caleb Plant, fighting, and the PBC and other people wanted, there were plans for him to fight an ancient Jose Uzcategui and Jesse Hart. And you know what? Benavidez and his father, come like real dudes, said, "No, we're not doing that. We're taking the best we can." That's why I support that guy. People in boxing need to have that attitude of Hopkins, of Floyd, and more of Benavidez. But too many people, they want to go straight to the gold without going through the Pretty Boy Floyd stage.
Yep.
I agree.
Kamal, my guy. Salute to you, bro. Man.
Yeah, that shit crazy, bro.
I be thinking certain things, but the way that Kamal be putting it into words, I just sit
My
back
signal just
and let
dropped.
him cook. I
Yeah,
just
Marby
sit
on
back and
point.
let that man cook.
I was checking to see my
But
signal just dropped. Hold on. Okay, I
look,
got a question. So about this whole De Los Santos thing, how many boxers
that Tank fought, do y'all think could actually beat De Los Santos?
Pitbull.
He lost to William Ford III, so I definitely think Frank beats him. Lil Ali Rivera, I think that's
Hell,
probably a 50-50 fight.
Uh,
I
you
I
think
think
Frank
Frank
beats him.
actually beats
I
him?
think I
I
think
think
Frank
Ryan
beats him.
Garcia has a good chance of beating
Who?
Yeah, Ryan. Pitbull will be an okay fight.
I don't think he beats him. I don't think either
If he
one of those
gets through the
people.
jab of De Los Santos,
I
I
don't think
think
either one of
Pitbull
them
will
have
stop
enough
him.
speed, boxing ability, IQ. I don't think they prove they have enough. Not the one that faced Shakur. I don't think so.
Mm,
He also
I,
lost to William Ford
Frank
III, who
Martin.
was a
Frank
decent
Martin
earlier
fight.
beats
in his
De Los
career,
Santos.
yeah, but
Frank
that
Martin
wasn't the same
definitely beats
fighter
De
that we
Los
saw that
Santos.
night.
shit, if I think with his to be honest, shit, De Los Santos, I feel have a low ring IQ to not know that you're in the ring with a hurt fighter to the point where y'all break a record for landing the least amount of punches. For you not to make Shakur actually sit down and fight, and you actually
Well, he
just
must
follow him
have felt
on the ring.
something. That also means he must have felt something. Though.
He
Nah,
didn't know how to cut off the ring. So
Yeah,
see,
he
that
didn't.
there we
don't
go.
hype up this guy De Los Santos. He's a good fighter, but he's
Right.
not
I
great.
think he's better than a good fighter.
And I
He's better
find
than
it
a good
real
fighter.
funny that Shakur is actually telling another man to go take care of the work that he said that he had to get back for the simple fact of the performance that he actually put on. So for
I
him to be
mean,
Exactly.
telling Tank to fight someone that you never really even sat down and actually
he's
fight.
one of the. Is he not one of the top contenders in the division, and
Could
everybody's avoiding him?
could you
Man,
But who
imagine
made him that?
Floyd telling
I
Oscar
know,
to
but
go fight
everybody's
somebody?
avoiding him. So everybody's avoiding him.
But who
Why are we
avoided him?
bringing Floyd up into this conversation? Though
Because
this
he
is a
was all
conversation between
look,
Shakur and
De Los
Tank.
Santos got a
Because the
good
principle's
punch.
the same.
No,
The
it's not.
principle's the same
Floyd
Santos
is
was
not.
supposed
regardless.
to be out with
No,
an injury.
we don't need to bring other boxers into this situation. We're talking about Floyd. We're talking about Shakur, and we're talking about Tank.
Right. But De Los Santos was supposed to be out with an injury. So I
Mm-hmm.
want to know who was actually avoiding him.
He had blood
No, he
clots.
wasn't. Okay, so he was out for an injury for part of that time. He wasn't out for the
Correct.
injury the entire time
Correct. So why he haven't been scheduled to fight yet?
because people were avoiding him.
He
People
So
did
had
not
people
blood
want
still
to.
clots.
avoiding him now?
People that were avoiding. He's just
They were
now.
not
He just
avoiding
now
him.
had somebody that finally may be fighting him. I think Frank might fight him, but I don't know. There were talks about it, but who knows?
I don't think nobody avoided him, bro.
I don't know. I mean, it's been hard for him to get a fight. Even before then, it was hard for him to get a fight. Before Shakur, it was hard for him to get a fight.
I mean, if you have blood clots and
I'm
you
just
have
being
injuries,
objective
you got
about
to
the whole
get cleared.
situation.
It's not. It's just a simple Like I'm a fighter. There's steps before
The
making a
Artem
fight. Like
fight,
I'm a
people are
pro
saying,
fighter.
"Oh, Frank beat Artem easier than Shakur beat him." Artem won what, 2 rounds, maybe. I can only say 1 round.
But he
I mean,
had him hurt on
that's
one
all. They
and
both
couldn't
got
get
the
him out of there.
W at the end of the day. That's
Yeah,
all
he was
preference
injured as
on what
well,
you
right?
like watching. I thought Shakur. I didn't listen. I thought
Since
that
the De Los
Shakur
Santos fight,
performed
right?
better than he got credit
Since
in
before that
that
fight, he was
Artua
injured in
fight.
camp.
I thought I liked the fight. I thought he
The
boxed
man has
well.
three
I thought
fights
he
in the
let his
division.
hands go. I thought he could have pressed a little bit
Three
more.
fights. So if you got three
I thought
fights
he
in the
could have pressed
division,
a little bit
why are you
more.
critiquing him
But
on
hey, my
such a
guy,
hard curve? And he's only
bro,
fought 3 fights in 135.
my dog, you gotta
His
let
first
people
fight,
finish what they saying,
he
dog.
got the stoppage. Injured the second
This
fight,
man crazy.
injured the
The
last fight.
problem is that he talks. He
Okay, that's
talks
what
a
you're supposed
lot.
to do as a boxer. What did Ali do?
No,
Talk.
no. I
No,
mean,
but
What did
not if you're not
you
delivering,
don't
bro.
overpromise and underdeliver consistently. If you're talking,
if
yeah,
you're
I'm gonna go for
injured?
the stoppage. Yeah, he's a
Okay, if
pussy.
you're
Yeah.
injured,
Nobody made
if
him
you're
say that he
injured going
was gonna
into a
stop.
fight,
If
do
he
you
don't
tell
stop
your
Autumn, that
opposition
he's
you're
gonna
injured?
retire.
Let me
Nobody
ask
made
you
him
a
say that.
question. Let me ask you a question. If you're injured going into a fight, do you tell your opponent you're injured?
No, why would you do that?
Thank you.
But what's your point?
If you go into a match saying you just gonna box him to death, or you just gonna box him, and
But you know that's your
you're not
strength.
gonna pump up, you're not gonna say you're gonna stop him, you're not gonna try and sell the fight. Why would you not try and sell the fight?
But you're inside of the ring telling people that if you don't stop him, you're going to retire. Nobody made him say that, bro.
He didn't say he was gonna retire if he stopped him. Did he? I don't remember him saying that.
Bro, I advise you to go back and look at that fight. He definitely said that shit when he was in the ring.
that he was gonna stop him. He said it before or
Yes.
after. He
When
said it
he
while
was
he was in the
fighting, he was
ring.
inside of the ring when he said it.
When he was inside of the
This
ring.
was during the fight.
You mean during the Artem fight?
Yeah, the Artem fight.
Okay. But I ain't hear that.
Yeah, for
That's
sure. Go
crazy.
He
back.
If he
said
said
that in
that,
the
then he should
corner.
have
Look,
probably
we
retired
can't
and
change the
unretired. That's what I
facts
would have
to
did.
to fit the narrative of the
But
point we're
anyway,
trying to
yeah,
make in the
man was injured.
conversation. Well, we can't keep
I would
changing
have
the
definitely
facts on stuff
retired and
because this. Hold
unretired
on, bro,
just
and
to
then we're
prove a
not gonna
point.
keep cutting people off too.
But yeah,
We
you
no,
injured in a
look.
fight,
You keep
you
changing
still gotta
facts
sell the fight. You still
within the
gotta go out there and do what you gotta
conversation
do.
that everybody else here knows
I'm not gonna
is
tell
not
my opponent
true
I'm injured.
to fit a narrative. And
I'm
at
not
the
gonna
end of
show
the
him I'm
day,
injured either.
listen, ain't nobody even up here dissing Shakur. We want to see Shakur versus Tank fight, but the facts are the facts. The facts is Shakur got very few big names on his resume. The fact is he brings hardly anything to the table
That's how
other
I feel
than the
about it.
fact that he's Shakur Stevenson when it comes
And
to a
as
Tank
far as
fight.
Tank versus
And
Shakur,
and even
I
that
actually
only
think
holds
Shakur
so
got
much
a
weight.
couple of weapons he can use against him, but I don't want to share because I want the best to stay the same. Because I'm putting money on Shakur.
My man, you can't listen and talk
I
at the
see
same
maybe
time.
3 or 4, maybe 5 things he can exploit.
On who?
On Tank.
Nah, bro. I promise you that. I like
Alright.
that Frank Martin fight. And I promise.
It's gonna go different because there's things that Shakur knows how to do that Tank doesn't know how to do.
What is that? Jerk
Why would
back on the straight
I
line?
told you I don't want to sway how people bet.
You won't sway nothing.
That's what I'm trying to understand. What you gonna sway by? You said that.
I'll tell you one thing. Probe
Who?
jab.
Say that again, bro.
The probing jab.
Did you watch the Ryan Garcia fight
Oh my god.
with Tank? He probed him the whole fight. That is some
That's,
bullshit.
I
Hell no.
tell him he don't
The probing
understand.
jab. The probing jab.
And the man don't know how. And then only you making Shakur. He actually, if Tank knows how to cut off the ring, so he can actually make Shakur fight.
No, the probing jab. I'm talking about the probing jab.
Did you watch the Ryan Garcia fight when Tank Davis was using a probe and jab the whole damn fight? Did you watch the Cruz fight
That's got nothing to do
when
with cutting
Tank
off the
Davis
ring.
was using the probing jab the whole fight because he had an injured hand? That man probes just as well as Shakur. That is some bullshit.
That's what I'm
And
saying.
he don't even have the
That's got. I said
opponent,
I named
the
one thing.
caliber
I
of
just named
opponent.
one. I said the
The,
probing
you
jab.
haven't
And I'm
even
not going
had
to
the
say anything else
Shakur
about
hasn't
any of
had
the
the
other things
caliber
I
of
said.
opponents that
He can use that. That's
Tank
one thing
Davis
he can
has
use.
had to even say that. Shakur has not fought a Cruz. They would not put Shakur in the ring with
He's got
Cruz.
a
I
bunch of
promise you.
different things he can use. That's just one. But that's
And then
I
and the fact
promise
that
you.
he actually had a puncher in the ring and what he put on, that shows a lot, bro. Injured or not, I'm not trying to hear that shit, bro.
I'm just saying. I've seen a lot of different things he can use against Tank that could work. I just wanted to tell you that I've seen some things.
I was, hey, that's your money. Put your money on it if you want to.
Oh, I am.
A lot of people gonna be upset.
Nah, it's gonna be more. It's a lot more Tank fans than it is Shakur fans. So it's gonna be. You know what I'm saying?
I agree. But y'all, I think Devin, I think y'all more so Terrence
Oh
Crawford.
no, I've never been a Devin fan. I can't stand Devin. You can I think Shields a heavyweight to knock his ass out at 140. Nah.
Man, I don't get the
No,
Devin
don't
hate.
do that.
I
Don't
fuck
do
with
that.
Devin. I fuck with Devin.
Don't do that. Don't put Devin on me. Don't dare do that.
I think his dad just fuck his image up. Devin,
Can I ask a question real quick? Can I ask a question real quick?
Go ahead.
Who was that just said that a probe and jab, or he sees some things that Shakur got that'll work against Tank?
Hey.
Okay, now that may be true. You may see some things that may quote unquote work against Tank, but the question is, how long will they work, and how long will it take Tank to figure it out and adjust? See, a lot of people don't give Tank a lot of credit for his IQ, and just to give my 2 cents, I think Tank is a better boxer than Shakur Stevenson.
Yep.
People want to keep saying Shakur Stevenson is this great boxer because he can jump in and out of range and pick shots. That's not going to beat Tank. If Shakur Stevenson's only way is to beat Tank is to quote unquote not get hit flush, it's not going to work. Tank's feet are faster. I think Tank's IQ is better. His ability to cut off the ring is extravagant. He's going to walk Shakur down with a high guard, and the knockout is going to be worse than Frank Martin.
Because he don't have to worry about shit coming back.
I don't want to give away any.
Let me say something about that. Because
about that. I'm not talking about
looking at Shakur and Tank, here's something that people have to consider. I know they're talking about resumes and all this and that, but like looking at the tools that Shakur's opponents have had, who of them has had the punch accuracy that Tank has? Who of them has been able to counter punch the same way that Tank does? Who of them can make adjustments like Tank? Who has the same athleticism, punching power, ability to cut off the ring and make adjustments like Tank? Nobody. And Shakur don't make adjustments because look at what his grandfather was telling him about letting his hands go ahead and get that stoppage against Haratunian. He didn't make no adjustments. And then even then, he said Haratunian's movement was too much and too awkward. He couldn't cut the ring off on him. And we know Tank can fight going backwards. So how's Shakur going to deal with that? We also have to look at the fact that Shakur, his hand speed ain't the same as Tank's, and Tank's has already been able to show that he could avoid faster punches than what Shakur is going to be doing, the way he avoided Ryan Garcia's punches. Tank also got a better jab. And I say he has a better jab because look at how many times he's been at a height and reach advantage and been able to be the one establishing his jab over an opponent who got longer arms and was taller. You can't say that Tank don't got a good jab with that. On top of that, Shakur about the same size as Frank Martin damn near. They are both built at the same height, same reach. So it's not like Shakur is going to have an extravagant height or reach advantage over Tank. Anytime you're in a fight with somebody who got faster hands than you, anytime you close enough to hit them, they're close enough to hit you. If you throw in a punch, you got to worry about theirs coming back at the same time. And that's what Devin ran into with Ryan Garcia. Shakur is going to run into that with Tank. Now, whether or not you want to say Shakur can avoid getting knocked out for the whole fight, that don't mean he automatically wins.
That's all he's going to do.
But here's the other thing, though. Here's the other thing. The pressure that Tank keeps on people. People, if you've been in the ring, even if it's just sparring, and you got somebody right in your face, and you're trying to hit them with everything, and they're still coming forward, and you got to move a whole lot more than you accustomed to, and you got to deal with them right there. You're going to be moving more, so you're going to get tired. You got to deal with the mental stress of them being in your face, which is going to raise your cortisol levels. You're going to get stressed out and get a whole lot more tired than you normally do because you're worrying about that. So you got to worry about that mental pressure. You got to worry about exerting himself more often, moving more, throwing more punches to try to keep Tank off, and maybe even having to get into a situation where he's trying to clinch to slow down the action and having to wrestle with Tank. And all that's going to work against him, and he's going to slow down eventually. And even though you want to talk about his movement, it's not going to save him from getting hit at all. And he's still going to be affected by those punches, whether they blocked or not, especially if Tank going down to the body. So those are all things that people keep on forgetting because they're looking at it one way, that either Tank gets a knockout or Shakur going to avoid him the whole fight and get a decision. People is ignoring all this stuff.
Yeah, they think he going to box his week. Bro, you got to fight a perfect fight if you score.
I didn't say anything.
The truth is, it's going to take somebody bigger to beat Tank. Nobody 135 is beating him, period.
Anything
let me ask y'all something. Who got more power?
I didn't say
Leo
anything
Santa
about
Cruz
movement.
or
because
or
I don't
Shakur?
necessarily think that's really going to be the main way that the fight would happen. I think it would happen a little bit different than just moving around the ring. It's going to be completely different than a lot of people think it's going to go. It's going to be a weird looking fight.
We'll have to see it. We'll have to see it because to the moment Shakur has fought a certain way against.
I think it's going to look because
who got more power?
Type of fight everybody thinks.
Shakur or Leo Santa Cruz?
Those two fighters are.
I go with Leo.
They're the same skill level.
What's their knockout ratio?
Okay. So
that
you go
doesn't
with
have
Leo
anything
Santa
to do
Cruz.
with the skill level of the fighters.
But Leo Santa Cruz is a skilled fighter, though. It's not
But no. Here's my
Leo Santa Cruz will beat Shakur.
This is my point. This is my point.
Certain type of fighter.
This is my point. With Leo Santa Cruz,
he's a certain type of fighter. That doesn't mean he beat Shakur. He's a certain type of fighter. So there's different skill sets, there's different type of boxers.
Real quick, hey, I'm gonna thin this crowd out a lot, but we got like 13 people in here, man, and Queen Vaughn just got back. My guy, paid in full, man. Is there anything you want to say real quick? Because I don't think you really been in it.
No, you good, bro. I'll hop on.
But
All
no,
right,
I
man.
can
Come
hop
on
off.
again,
But
man.
can I hop off before? But I want to say something before I hop off.
Yeah, go ahead, man.
Hey, this is what I want to say. Don't you guys don't fall for the okey doke. Turkey is trying to sell us on a fight that we didn't ask for, we didn't want to see, and it's another one of Canelo's mismatches where he's fighting a smaller guy. No one in the world asked for Canelo Crawford. If Canelo Crawford happens, it's because Canelo was overpaid, because he initially said that fight does nothing for me. I'm not interested, but if the money's right, I'll take it. So instead of Turkey doing, and this is why I don't bow at his feet like everyone that says he's the second coming of Christ. Instead of Turkey giving us a fight that the whole boxing world and even casual fans and UFC, everybody wants to see with Benavidez and Canelo meeting him his price, he's apparently going to make this Crawford and Canelo fight. And one guy on this panel said something I really agree with. I don't like Canelo, but I'm not going to act like he's not skilled. I mean, and he, I call him Canelo Alvaroid. He brings a lot to the table. So you guys don't fall for the okey doke. We want Canelo Benavidez. Canelo Crawford is a cherry pick that will end with Canelo knocking him out. If Crawford was really serious about taking this fight, he would do what Andre Ward did when HBO tried to set him up straight away against Kovalev and take tune up to 168. Since he hasn't done that, it is proof that this is a giant cherry pick. With that, I'm out. Thanks.
All right, man. Get back.
Yo,
Malcolm
yo,
Allen, you good? What's going on, man?
Oh, I was the one talking.
Yeah, he was talking.
bro.
Okay, cool. So
Oh,
I
hold
heard
on for
Hunter
now.
Young.
I'm about to get off for now, but I want to just say this. What y'all have to understand is Shakur, his whole demeanor is risk averse. He's just risk averse. That's why he didn't really want to take that. I mean, the 25% was low, but like someone else said previously, he literally didn't want to bet on himself with that 25%. Just like he didn't want to bet on himself with that Tank fight for that one fight deal. Because let's face it, Jay Prince is not a fool. Jay Prince understands if we take a one fight deal and Tank obliterates Shakur or beats Shakur, where's Shakur going to go after that Tank fight? His biggest fight, he takes a loss. Where's he going to go? He's not a big draw. He ain't knocking people out. So who's really going to want to see him? And you got Keyshawn. You have the young boy. I forgot his name. Damn, he's with Top Rank. He just got knocked down a couple times, but knocked the guy out. I can't remember his name. But you have all these young, more exciting fighters.
Mason.
Yeah, there you go. Thank you, Mason. Up under.
Abdullah.
Coming up, come basically the next generation coming up. I'd rather see them fight than watch Shakur fight any day because they're more exciting. Now, yeah, I like technical boxing, but I want to see people fight. I don't want to see a whole lot of jostling and dancing around. So yeah, they're not fools. Jay Prince is not a fool. Shakur's not a fool. They all know they have to be very strategic when they fight Tank because if he loses, where's he going to go after that? Because no one wants to see him fight really right now anyway, except for hardcore boxing fans. And I hate to say this, casuals make stars. Hardcore fans don't make stars. They just help stars. Casuals make stars. So again, this is very calculated on Shakur's part, and I understand why he did it, and it was a smart thing to do. So yeah, he'll eventually get the fight. Probably, hopefully, I'm hoping this year, sometime later this, maybe September this year, or whenever Canelo is not fighting. But yeah, I mean, let's face it, he's very risk averse. Him fighting Dev was a risk he didn't want to take. Him taking that one fight deal for PBC to fight Tank, he didn't want to take. So I mean, I think we'll get the fight, but because because they understand if he loses, what's going to happen to his career after that, yeah, they needed to wait for that. And that's why I think this whole thing has been drawn out so long right now. But that's all I got to say.
All right, man. I'll get back with you, Hunter. Thank you, brother.
Yep.
All right, man. Get back. All right, go ahead, Malcolm Allen.
Oh, I completely disagree with what he just said. There wasn't no risk in that Devin fight. Devin would have got smoked. There was he took that fight to purse bid. He took it to purse bid to make sure that Devin fought him. That's what he wanted, to fight Devin. That's why he took it to purse bid. He was like, you either fight me or move up. That's all there was. It was a chess move. Straight chess move. Devin said, nope, can't make the weight. I don't want to be in the division. Moved out the division. That's all that was. So that's all I wanted to say on that. But as far as the moving back and not being able to fight moving back, Shakur does that. He did it in plenty of fights. If you watch enough of a film, if you watch enough of his fights, you see that fighting in the pocket. Oh, the man can fight in the pocket.
He's not doing it at 35 though. That's the thing.
He did that against Yoshino at 35. He fought in the pocket against Yoshino at 35. He fought at range, mid-range, and in the pocket. He fought at all levels against Yoshino in the pocket before he was injured.
What happened to Haratunia?
He was injured. He couldn't do it. He had
So he been injured. So, and that's another thing. He been injured since he been at 35. He can't shadow box without
But
breaking his hand.
not just that. If he know he was injured, but he's still in the ring talking about, I'm going to stop him, walking back to his corner and everything. So, I mean, which one is it? Is he really that injured?
Okay,
Bro,
go ahead. My bad.
Listen,
Go
dog.
ahead.
This is
I get
what I'm
passionate
saying.
about boxing, so I gotta calm down.
Hey, this is what I'm saying, dog. When it comes to this Tank
Go
Shakur
ahead.
fight,
I didn't mean to
the
interrupt you. Go ahead.
biggest thing is this. If I ask the question, who do you think has more power? Shakur
I
Stevenson
guess
or
you was
Leah
going
Santa
ahead.
Cruz?
I said against
Uh, uh,
Arnatunian, he did walk Arnatunian
yo,
down. He ended up hurting him a couple of times during the fight. I think it was around 7, 8, and 9. Arnatunian was hurt. He was hurt real bad.
Dude was talking. You'll cut him off.
you've been doing that this
Hello?
whole time, bro. What's up
Hello?
with that?
Hello? Hello?
Are you there? I can hear you. Are you there?
I like how nobody responded.
I'm here. I'm talking.
Bro,
I don't know what's going on.
I think so. Who's cutting somebody off? Who said who's cutting people off?
Yo.
I don't know. I'm talking, but I guess it's not going through.
Who is this? I can hear you.
You can hear me, fam?
Yeah, I can hear you. Who is that speaking?
That's it. I was gonna let them go ahead.
Who is that speaking?
Get them off.
Who is speaking? Dude, whoever's got the picture, just leave your picture off.
Okay.
Bro, your connection is off for something, dog.
It's off because he keeps putting his picture on.
And he's been interrupting this whole time, bro.
Okay, so look, dude, stop. Hold on, man. You're interrupting now. So, okay, so let me organize this shit. Phoenix the Assassin, can you moderate?
Yeah.
All right, thanks. You got to moderate.
All right. Whoever was just speaking, he go ahead and go finish up what he was saying.
All right. Yeah, please don't interrupt each other or talk over each other. And Malcolm, your problem is that you keep putting your camera back on. It makes it harder for your data to go through. All right, I'm off. Go ahead.
Okay, man.
I was
Look,
just saying
it's
that,
simple as this.
Against Arnatunian,
dog.
I think it was 7, 8, and 9.
Oh, his connection must be lagging bad. To like he coming in like 5-10 seconds behind everybody. So yeah, I think he might have to hop off
Michael,
and come back or connect to the Wi-Fi.
Come on back again later, bro.
For
sure. Michael, yeah, because your shit's way behind. All right, go ahead, man. Go ahead, y'all. You were saying something, and Malcolm Allen was saying something.
I said, with Arnatunian around 7, 8, and 9, Shakur was walking that man down. And I heard an interview recently where he was talking about it. He said he was punching him and he was going for the stoppage, but he was being authentic about it. And he said that his hands were hurting. And it's hard to really just start sitting down on punches. Because this is all during the fight promo and everything. And he said that, now that his hands are getting healthy since he had the surgery, he's expecting a better performance. He didn't say his hands were 100% yet. He still hasn't said that, but he said he's expecting 100. He's expecting a better performance. So that's just one of the things about moving up and everything. That
Let me ask y'all a question.
Mm-hmm.
We had this debate on my channel, like as far as Shakur Stevenson's style goes, and in my opinion,
you finished or your mic cut off?
Hello, can y'all hear me?
Yeah, I hear you.
Okay, yeah. My question was, do y'all think that Shakur Stevenson's style is still kind of amateurish, like he's just trying to outpoint his opponent? And do you think that him fighting like that is a risk as far as him getting a decision in Saudi, especially if, let's say, Kid Austin is coming forward and being aggressive the whole fight?
It is a risk for him because you got to look at it like this. If with the way his last two fights went, a lot of people are going to be watching and say like, okay, is he in here trying to fight or what is he doing? And to a certain extent, it does make it rough because like in boxing, they got four things they look at. They look at effective aggression, not just being aggressive. They look at clean, effective punching, not just landing more punches or whatever. They look at defense and they look at ring generalship, or controlling the pace of the fight. And so when you look at those four things, the thing that makes it hard about Shakur is that, well, that's his style. A lot of times, and this is what I noticed about him since moving up to 135 is that, and even some fights at 130, not so much 126, but some fights at 130 and here at 135, no, he either wants to, get off first with his punches or wait for
Hey,
the
I'm sorry,
coast to
bro.
be
You guys
clear.
good for the next 10 minutes?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
You good, Queen Vaughn?
I'm good.
All right. What about you, 2 Cent? You guys good? 2 Cent?
Yeah, I'm straight. I'm good.
All right. I'll be back in like 10 minutes. Yeah. Go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead, man.
All right, all right. But yeah, like I see him and it's like, okay, either wait for the coast to be clear or he'll get off first. But if his opponent is punching, then he'll disengage. Like, it's rare for him to be countering in between shots here at 125 because, like, we heard what he said about De Los Santos, and that's the hardest puncher he's faced so far with an 80 something percent knockout rate. And then we also heard him mention those same concerns about Haratunia, whose knockout percentage is at like 67. So it's like these are guys that aren't really one shot knockout guys. Like they got to beat you down and get like that TKO. It's not going to be something like a tank. So here in Saudi Arabia, going against Floyd Scofield and knowing what Floyd Scofield brings to the table and his aggressive style, it's going to be one of those things where how much of it are they going to say that Shakur has ring generalship because he moving back versus Schofield controlling the fight because he has that come forward style, and we see how Shakur reacts whenever we got somebody in front of him just pressing him, right? So that's one thing that's going to be an issue there. Defense, I don't think that Schofield has better defense than Shakur. And then clean, effective punching and effective aggression. You can give effective aggression to Schofield, like definitely if you want to say which one of them is more aggressive. And then you got clean, effective punching. But at the same time, a lot of judges don't really score on that. You'll see some of them, even like the unofficial score, like talking about, yeah, I gave it to him because he was pressing the action and he was more aggressive, but they don't mention the other stuff, right? And so that's one thing that's going to make it very hard for Shakur because he has to come out and show out. Like if he don't look good in this fight, that's really going to hurt him. And then who knows what's going to happen with the Zepeda fight? Because Zepeda is with Oscar, and I don't know if Oscar's going to go ahead and change his mind or if they already got something lined up because Shakur is with Eddie, right? So that's one of those things where it's like, do they already have something signed in place, or is their plan to go ahead and negotiate after this fight happens so they can go ahead and see where things stand? Because if Shakur come out and have another snoozer, or looks bad, or looks anything less than what he's been talking about, he's going to bring on Twitter and in interviews. If he don't live up to his own expectations that he set for people to look at him for, I don't think it's going to be good for him, and I don't think he's going to be able to get an easy decision.
Yeah, I agree with that. Honestly, I think the main thing Shakur needs to focus on is his ring generalship because you don't have to be a knockout artist to keep people interested in watching a fight. Like the Stephen Fulton fight, there was nobody getting knocked out, but it was action the entire time. They were both coming at each other. I mean, quite frankly, if he can keep the kind of pressure on Schofield where he's just, the defense is there, he's countering him well and he's not running away from the fight, and if he's a more effective fighter, I don't see that they would give the fight to Scofield because Shakur does have, I guess, he has the credentials. People look at him as a better fighter. He's more experienced. I'm quite sure they want to give Shakur the opportunity to prove people wrong. And this is really his opportunity, especially with someone who's less experienced. I don't see him as an amateurish fighter, but lately, it seems like he's trying to stay away from overall fight. And it could be because of the injuries. It could be because I honestly think that he's been fighting a lot. These, I guess, what they call knockout artists, more so because of statistics versus his actual experience with them in the ring. He didn't give people even the opportunity to like wail on him to the point where he's hurt. At least from what I've seen, I haven't seen Shakur hurt in the ring, but it seems like he's afraid to, to look vulnerable. He's afraid
to
for
have
people
any
to.
contact.
Exactly. So it's not really about, I think he's fighting scared versus him actually being hurt. And I think that's the problem. Just like, go in there and show people that you're not afraid. That's what it seems like. He seems like he's afraid to get that contact. And I think that
Can
he
I
can
re-
handle it well if he
can
just
I respond to
allows
something you
himself.
said?
Yeah.
Queen Vaughn, yeah, I think you made an interesting point when you were saying, as far as like people they want him to win, or you was making a point about, but the thing with that is he's no longer at top rank, so he doesn't have that quote unquote protection. He's going to be in Saudi, and they don't have any loyalty to any of these fighters because they don't have any investments in any of these fighters.
That's true.
So, a lot of times they put the judges that'll favor the boxer. They do things like that. They're not doing that in Saudi.
Yeah.
That's why I think it's a risk for him to go over there.
Yeah. I mean, it could be a slight risk, but ultimately, I feel like they're trying to please the fans, ultimately. And even in Saudi, they're trying to please the fans. That's why they're putting on a bunch of fights that I would say most people probably don't really want to see, but they are popular fighters. People know their names, so that's why they're matching them up together. And Shakur, although he might not be one of the biggest names, he is one of the bigger names in boxing right now. And you obviously you want to see, those people who have these type of credentials that everybody looks to as one of the best in the sport. You want them to come up against the best, and you want to see them victorious. I feel like that's kind of how I would say I would expect them to look at it. Which is why they even giving him this opportunity to fight someone who's clearly a prospect. But they're expecting him to come out on top. But also, this guy's not, I don't think he's going to be a pushover for Shakur. So it's an opportunity for Shakur to prove that all his skills are what he says they are. But the problem is, I feel like Shakur fights scared a lot of times, lately specifically. And it could be because of his injuries. But, nobody wants to hear the excuses once you get in the ring. You took the fight. We want to see you go all in. You know what I mean? People are paying to see these. I guess probably not as much as some of the pay-per-view fights, but people are still taking their time of day to watch you fight, and we want to be entertained. So
I think he's maxed out at the weight. What you think?
I think as far as what he can take, yeah, because I don't, a lot of fighters fight at a lower weight class and what their walk-around weight is, because when it comes to getting into these firefights and getting knocked out or getting hit in the chin or just getting punched in general, they can't handle that type of weight, yeah, for sure. So I think that he's probably like how Floyd was. When he hit 135, he couldn't knock people out like he was before, So he has to adapt now. Because, I mean, even though Floyd wasn't knocking people out, it was still interesting to watch how he would just, he made easy work of these dudes because they could not land a punch, literally. And he wasn't just standing there, making people miss. He was countering. He was, he was also, I mean, outpointing these people by a lot. He would literally not lose a round. You know what I mean? So, if Shakur was doing something like that, people wouldn't be complaining. They would literally be like, oh, yeah, he's the next Floyd. But that's not what's happening. Even Floyd had brittle hands. He would say that. But, it's a totally different style. I know that's literally where Shakur's trying to go with his style. But, he has a lot more work to do.
Yeah, and I can agree with that because, like, the thing that really attracted me to Floyd's style was like I grew up watching like some old kung fu action movies, so Bruce Lee, Jackie Chan, and all that. So
Yeah, me too.
like to come into boxing and see somebody slipping and dodging people's punches and hitting them with counter shots,
Mm-hmm.
kind of like the way they was doing. I was like, oh snap, this happens in real life. You know, so like that's the way I was looking at it then, and like seeing people like Roy Jones doing that too.
Yeah.
Mike Tyson to an extent with his counter puncher, and his head movement was crazy. But like Shakur, that's the problem why I see like when people try to compare him or Devin to Floyd, it's like, nah, it
Mm-mm.
takes more than just moving to be Floyd. Like you got to look at your opponent's best tools and take those away from him. You got to
Exactly.
look at what an opponent is doing, and or even this, the fact that Floyd will do the same thing over and over and over until an opponent catches on to it, then he'll switch it up, and then they're
Mm-hmm.
trying to figure that out. Then he go back to what he was doing the first time and keep
Mm-hmm.
on doing that to him. And so, that's the thing, like the fact that he can play the mind games. And I haven't seen Shakur be able to play mind games like that with an opponent. I haven't seen Shakur be able to take away an opponent's best tools in any way other than just staying far enough away that they can't make use of them. Like Floyd will stand right in your face and do that.
Exactly.
But
Exactly.
Shakur don't. So that's the thing for me where it's like, nah, I don't see the comparison.
Not at all. Yeah. Facts. 100%. Yeah. I mean, don't get me wrong, I like Shakur, but it's almost like watching Morell fight Benavidez. It's an experience difference, and we need to see some more work put in. Now, I don't know if he has a reason why, he's not able to do what he's done at 130. It could be he's maxed out at the weight, and he just can't make 130 anymore. But he's also not able to do what he was doing at 130. But it seems like he needs to. I feel like he just needs to test himself more and stop fighting scared. Because it really, to me, seems like he's scared to get into a fight and get embarrassed. And it's not embarrassing to get knocked down and get back up. That shows your heart. That shows what type of person you are. People will respect you more if you take the risk. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it happened to Abdullah Mason in his last fight, and he still came back and got the stoppage. Like that, the first round of that fight was pretty dope. Like Mason went down, then he knocked the other dude down, then dude knocked Mason down again, and then I think it was round two when Mason came back and stopped him. Like that was a back and forth fight, and it was pretty dope. But like when that happened, Abdullah Mason made some adjustments. He tightened up his guard and became, more defensively sound. Like, but even then, like it's not that he got clipped because he was reckless, because like he actually had his hands up where he was supposed to. Is just that the punch came at this awkward angle because his glove was right there on his cheek, but he just still managed to get caught. So it's things like that where I forget who it was who said it, to your point that Shakur is afraid of looking bad or getting hurt. Like he's afraid to look bad. I forget which fighter it was that said that, but somebody around that weight class has said that about him, and I think that it's kind of true.
Yeah, it's 100%. I feel like that's right on the money with him. And because even when he has a win, he's defending himself like he lost. Like that fight with what was the last dude he fought? You had to pronounce their name.
Artem Haratunian.
Haratunian. That
Yeah.
guy. He was, and I think it was because of all the stuff he was saying on social media about what he was going to do, and then he turned around, he didn't do certain things. So, or was it one of the dudes he fought? It was either Edwin or Haratunian, but either way, he was saying a whole lot of stuff on social media about what he was going to do. Turn around, he didn't end up, delivering. And so then again, he's back on social media trying to defend himself. It's like, if you just not say nothing at all, you don't have to do none of that. Just go in the ring and do what you're going to do. And whatever happens, then you talk on that, speak on that. You don't have to defend yourself. You won the fight. You know what I
Yep.
mean? You making yourself look like I mean, I can't even really describe, but it's not a good look for him. It's not a good look
I
for him.
know what you mean. I know what you mean. 'Cause he did that with both fights. It was both
Yeah.
Haratunian and Edwin that he
Yeah.
did that with. And Haratunian was even worse because he was saying it in the ring too. And you could see him saying it, walking back to his corner in multiple rounds while he was sitting in the corner. I'm going to stop him. I'm going to stop him. And it's just like, okay, well, listen to your corner when they're telling you what you need to do to stop him,
Right.
And it didn't happen. So like for me, the way that I look at it is like, it's gonna be rough because it's not often that a fighter can come in and change their style completely. Like they can go ahead and add some different things to their style, but to change their style completely, it's not something that many fighters is able to do because after you've been fighting the same way for so long, that's it. And once you settle in, it's gonna be hard for you to change that. And the fact that him, and then you also see a guy like Devin they've been fighting the same way since the amateurs. And then they come in as pros, fought in multiple weight classes. They in here 6, 7 years deep in their career, 30 plus fights. Like, how likely is it that they're just going to go ahead and have a completely different style switch up? Now, they can come in and try it, but if they get into, what might be considered a danger zone and they get pressed, it's one of those things where whenever you in a high intensity situation, you revert back to what's comfortable. And then you'll see that reversion back to, what he used to do. So it takes a very certain mindset, a specific mindset in boxing to be able to do that. You have to have the mindset of being able to adapt and adjust and be a technical fighter like Floyd or Ray Leonard, any of the Bernard Hopkins, Andre Ward, any of the guys that was known as great technicians, they have that type of mindset to where they can go in and do something, or the coach tell them do something from the corner and they're able to do it. You notice not every fighter is able to do that. You might say, okay, use your jab, cut off the ring, and then like the fighter not doing that. But then there's very few where you hear the corner shout out instructions and then you see them do exactly that and it's working.
Yeah.
I don't think Shakur has that.
Real quick. Because I'm messing over Phoenix. I'm messing over a Phenomenal Show, who said Shakur style isn't the only slick dog. What are you talking about? Frank is 100% a slick boxer. Sorry about that, Phenomenal Show. There's not a single person on the panel in the chat said they don't want to see the fight. What are we talking about again? I think I did actually read those. Or my bad if I didn't, man. Phenomenal Show, my bad. So does Frequency Flyer consider only who fighters? Oh, I'm way behind on it. All right, go ahead, man. Sorry about that. I just want to make sure.
No, you're good. Yeah, I was just saying, I don't think Shakur is like one of those fighters where he's confident enough in his own ability and his chin to go ahead and do exactly what his corner tells him, because very, very few fighters are able to do that. Like, not every fighter can. So that's another reason why I think, with his grandfather telling him, hey, let your hands go, and then he's not doing it, even though he's saying he's gonna stop doing it, right? So, it's things like that for me where Shakur he's got to be careful going into this fight, because even though he is the guy that people have as the favorite to win, there's more pressure on him because he can't afford to look bad with a potential fight with Zepeda and Tank coming up. So, yeah, that's what I think about that. He got to approach this fight the right way.
Yeah, I'm almost curious if these guys are like people like Devin and Shakur. I don't think they're naturally 135 pounders. I don't think they're even 140 pounders. I guess I would give Shakur 140. But I'm wondering if they are prematurely affecting their own growth because they're staying at these lower weight classes instead of moving up when they should have, along with their growth as a man. You growing as you get older. That way they're growing into their strength and not forcing themselves. They're draining themselves for so many years. That will wear on your body as well. So now it's
they fucking with their brains for sure, because you're not all the way developed till you're like 25, 26.
And you weighing 130. So it's that's, to me, I feel like for Tank, for example, he's a little dude. So naturally his weight is like 130, 140.
He is a small dude.
He's my height. I'm 5'4". And I honestly, I feel like I'm a little overweight, but my max weight is 150. So, and that's just as a female, But the whole point is, these dudes that coming in and they're forcing themselves to be at a lower weight. They're not allowing their muscles to develop. Their brains, like you said, not developing. You know what I mean? They're basically dehydrating themselves. Water is, majority of your body. So I feel like they just kind of hurting themselves. They should be just probably moving up, because I'm trying to think when Mayweather, when he was fighting at 135, how old was he? I don't really remember that.
35, 36.
When he was
fighting how old when he was 135?
Yeah, when he was fighting at 135, how old?
Oh, early 30s.
He was in his
30s? He fought Oscar when he was 30. If I remember correctly.
Yeah, that was I'm saying early 30s or maybe late 20s then, which what you're saying.
I think he might have been like 20. No. I think Floyd was like 24, 25 when he was at 135. So he started at 130.
He was older than at 135. You think so? I'll check.
Yeah, because I'm pretty sure he was 30 when he fought Oscar at 146 or 154. Whenever they fought, I'm pretty sure he was 30.
You're probably right. Let me check though.
Yeah, because I mean that's a good example to look at. Like somebody like Floyd, who's literally who couldn't punch people out, knock people out anymore at a certain weight. But
Here's the
also,
thing with Devin, though. Oh,
yeah,
sorry,
that's what I'm
sorry.
saying.
This
Like
is this.
Devin especially, he's definitely I would say he's the main one draining himself, just so he's fighting at these lower weight classes where he can take advantage of people.
Yeah, the problem with Devin is that in 2017 he was actually fighting at 140, and then moved down to 135 in 2018 to do his little title run and everything, and just moved back up to 140 for the second time. You know, that's the thing. Like
Yeah,
people ignore that, and the fact that he was getting ready for the first Cambosos fight, I think was Ellie Sekbeck that was in the gym, and Devin's in the gym in the ring working out. He's like, "Well, I'm really a 147-pound fighter." He's saying this before the first Cambosos fight, so that tell you something. Like he should have already been at 147 from the get go, but at the point he should have moved up, he moved down. So that's one of the things. Like if people was fighting at their natural weight classes, a lot of people's favorite fighters wouldn't be their favorite fighters right now.
exactly. Because they taking that weight advantage, but also it stops them from being able to perform at their max. You know what I mean? Even if they not gonna be who they are, at least they be able to perform at their max. You know what I mean? Physically.
Yeah, and that's their own fault for doing that. Like some fighters it affects more than others, but that's
You're
the
right.
thing.
He
Everyone.
wasn't in that weight. He wasn't at 135 since he was like 26.
Okay.
Okay.
Well, I guess that's about where Shakur is. So I mean, I don't know.
Yeah, it's an interesting thing to think about because, like, I mean, shoot, you got the one thing that's crazy to me is like it's weird. It's weird looking at Shakur to an extent because it almost feels like he's at a point where he's still trying to build himself up, despite the fact that he's been a unified champion in multiple divisions. I mean, he ain't never defended them championships, but he won them. He won them.
He won that. Didn't he just defend the championship?
This is the first time he has.
Yeah.
This is the first time he's defended a belt that he's won. All the other times
That's
he was
not
champion, he
true.
never defended.
That's not
Yeah.
true. When he unified, he defended.
No, he won he won the belts in the unification.
No,
So I guess technically you could say that
belt he got clean. The first belt he got clean off of he got that belt clean off of Jamel Herring.
that's what I'm saying. Like that with the unification after that is technically.
Who did he fight in the unification fight? Oscar Valdez?
Yeah. So that was technically his only defense.
He defended the title. He defended the title there.
I would say that one, and then this most recent one with
So that's twice. I don't know if he did it in 126. He might not have done it in 126, but he definitely defended it twice. He defended it in 130, and he defended it in 135. Man,
there was some weird controversy about why he didn't do it at 126. I don't remember what it was.
Yeah, maybe 126. I can't speak on that, but I know you be finding some interesting way of hating on this nigga.
It ain't my fault. It ain't my fault because it's funny because they want to say he's accomplished more than Gervonta, but Gervonta got more title defenses. Yeah, he's been a multiple division, multiple belt holder, and they want to say like, oh, he more accomplished when he's only had what 2 title defenses in all his fights. Come on now.
Tank definitely fought more champions too. Like, isn't Lamont Roach a champion?
Yeah.
Even though it's at 130, but isn't he a champion?
Yeah, he is. He is. See, that's the thing about Tank that people ignore. Since he fought Zepeda for his first world title, all his opponents have been ranked top 10. Whether it's by the WBC, WBO, IBF, WBA, or whatever is on the pound for pound rankings. They've all been ranked top 10, a champion or undefeated, or a combination of one or more of those. So like that's the thing. Like people keep on saying this because they don't know the names of fighters, and that means they're not worth nothing. Like shoot, I don't know what it is with boxing fans about that. I don't.
They just fanboys, you know how this.
Hey man, Bush says Canelo, September 13th. Let's fucking go. Yeah, I'm amped about that.
Oh wait, so it's official?
Oh, it's official now.
It's official.
Ring Magazine is reporting that they've got a deal done.
Wow.
Okay. Okay. And it's on one of Canelo's days, Mexican Independence Day weekend.
Let's go.
So how you got that for 9?
I'm rooting for Bud.
You rooting for
I'm
Bud?
rooting for
What do you
Canelo.
think is going to happen though?
Huh?
What do you think is going to happen? I know you're rooting for him, but what do you really think is
Damn,
going to happen?
why you being all slick, man? You heard the political answer. I'm gonna try. Honestly, I think I may go ahead and favor Canelo in the fight, but I think Bud got a shot, and I'm riding with Bud. I'm hoping Bud wins.
I just hope he
I
still
don't.
got his speed moving up to 168 because I mean that's going to be the biggest thing. It's like
Yeah, how you
Canelo's
got it?
fast.
Why you doing it since you interviewing me?
Yeah.
How you feel?
Well, I think definitely Canelo has the advantage. I mean, I want to give it to Crawford, but he does not have the advantage in this situation. Also, isn't this his first fight at 168?
Yep.
So it's his first fight at 168. We got to see how he looks. Does he still have the speed? Does he still have the agility at this higher weight class? You know what I mean? We know Canelo do. He might be a
Hey, you
little
don't
bit
even have to
older,
look.
but he's
Oh,
not that
sorry,
much
sorry.
older than Crawford. Crawford, wait, I mean, how old is Crawford? Aren't they about the
Crawford's
same
older than
age?
Canelo. Crawford older than
Okay,
Canelo.
so
Canelo turned 35 in July. This
well, you
July.
know the melanin, that gives us about 10 years. So
It gives them, girl. You yellow.
okay, whatever.
You the yellowest nigga. You the yellowest nigga on the chat.
Yeah, but I'm still got 10 years on most of these.
Yeah, you got
Why
some
you
years
hate?
on me though. You got some years though.
Yeah, just because we light skin don't mean we crack. But anyways, but
Yeah.
Canelo. So just putting that and he's even though these dudes that
Don't
haven't been
hate
on Canelo level, he's
Phoenix.
been
Don't
fighting
hate,
big
dog. Don't hate Phoenix.
boys.
Don't hate Phoenix. Hey, come on, real quick. Kamal Isaiah, I'm rooting for that double KO and that cash grab. It is a cash grab.
Yeah, it is.
Bush said I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
You didn't say that. I
Uh,
didn't.
okay, cool. I'm riding with Bud, so Canelo would have to come crawling back to Benavidez. Man, I'm riding with Bud because Bud's black. I'm telling
Yeah,
the truth.
I ain't gonna lie. That's my
Bud's
that's my reason
Negro, so I
too.
gotta ride
That's
with
my
him.
reason too.
Yeah, I'm riding with Canelo because
But I just
Bud
think
done
Canelo's
switched up.
gonna smash him. I think Canelo's gonna smash him. To be real honest, I think he's gonna smash him. He not
You're a
I
ready for
hater,
see.
that.
man.
He not ready for that.
Nah, I ain't hating because look how Bud acted calling us. But what's that he had called us?
Broke ass.
Yeah, yeah,
Oh
talking
yeah.
about his own people that way, and at the same time the way he did out Heyman and Errol Spence switched up. Now he over there, on video. Man, Eddie, you my dude. All this and that. Nah.
I don't want to say what I think about that.
And
I might get
that's why I'm
canceled.
going for Canelo.
But nah, I mean, honestly, what I don't like the most about Bud is his personality. In the ring, I really like his style. I like his skills. But as far as him competing against Canelo, that's a 60-40 fight. That's what that looked like to me.
That's a lot of respect you give him, though. With a
Yeah,
80-20.
I mean, because he's undisputed in how many weight classes? So you got to give him a little something. But you
Hey,
talking
No, you
about
don't.
Canelo?
Phoenix, you're
Canelo,
just a hater, bro.
Canelo is
Nah, I'm
that
objective.
dude.
You're
Canelo is that dude.
objectively speaking, you're a hater.
Nah, because Canelo, he out there. You see how he handled Berlanga because Berlanga was talking that smack to plane. So don't worry, homie, I got you. So
You
Canelo be
slap
looking nasty
Berlanga
people.
around.
Yeah, and I think Berlanga was at least 10 pounds heavier than Canelo in that fight.
Oh
Yeah,
man, yeah, he's a big
but
boy.
yeah,
Can
but
all them dudes come
the way
in
Bud
over
be moving.
Canelo for sure? They
Mm-mm.
definitely weigh more than him, did not get knocked out the way they should.
Yeah, and that's why I think Canelo against Bud is going to look like Canelo against Charlo.
Hey,
I think
That's
last
it's
how it's
going to
going.
look
question of the
like
day.
Bud
Hey,
against
last
Crawford.
question
I
of the
mean, what's
day.
his name?
I'm listening
Uh,
to you. Go, Queen Vaughn. Go ahead.
my bad. I was just gonna say I think it's gonna look like how Bud did did our boy.
Oh, Spence.
Yes.
Nah,
Oh,
that's
geez.
exactly why I want Canelo to smack him.
I think that's what it's gonna look like, to be honest. That's what it's gonna look like.
Except
Man,
Canelo going to be the one
that
doing
boy's
that to
gonna have that
Bud.
Victor Conti. He's gonna have
Not
that
as
Victor
bad, but
Conti.
close enough.
Bud gonna have that Victor Conti. He ain't getting
Oh
slapped
well, he
around.
do got that snack, so I forgot
He
about
gonna
that.
have snacking
Well,
hand.
here's another thing to consider. Well, look, Bud's last fight was Mandermouth. Is he going to take another fight before Canelo or stay out the ring?
I hope he takes. Well, he needed to stay out the ring.
Yeah, I think so.
Yep.
Yeah,
Yeah,
if he
see,
wants that
and if
money
that
for the money
happens,
grab. Oh, Bird 101, my bad. I'll get it in a second. Hey, so question. What about this Beterbiev? What do you think about Beterbiev Bivol rematch? And who do you think the winner? How do you think the winner does with Benavidez? But before you do, let me get these couple cash apps came through. Burr 101 earlier today with the $5 holler. Oh, actually, right now with the $5 holler. Thank you, Burr 101 with the $5 holler, brother. Thank you so much for supporting the channel. Mandatory, necessary, and much appreciated, brother. Thank you. Go ahead, man. I'm sorry. Go ahead. So what's your answer to the question? Phoenix.
oh wait, about the rematch.
Yeah, man.
So
Something
for
you have
me,
no
I'm
reason to
thinking.
hate on. And then how do
So
you think the winner does with Beterbiev? I mean, with Benavidez.
well, if it's Bivol the win, I would imagine
Who do
it
you
would be
think's
similar.
winning? You think you got Bivol winning?
Man, it's one that's hard to say. It's one that's hard to say because like me personally, I thought the first fight was super close. You know, you might give better be able to edge on them power shots in the first fight, but Bivol, like shoot, he was landing too. Yeah, his shots might not have hurt better be as much, but like if it go the same way, I don't know. The only adjustment I could see Bivol making to go ahead and get him the win is like if at the times that Better be is hunting them down that he counterpunch a little more because avoiding stuff and didn't really counterpunch. And so that in mind, it's like, well, what's he gonna do? Because he basically just picked his shots when it was safe and then tried to avoid the rest of them. He had some good movement, but his counter shots wasn't as much. And with Better be still finding ways to slip things in, it's one of those things where I don't know how they're gonna look at that. So that's the hard part there.
What
I would
about you,
like for
Queen
Bivol to
Vaughn?
win.
You got Bivol. Who you got? How you got him going against Bivol? You can see him winning, but you ain't making no prediction.
Honestly, I think it's gonna be better. What's his name? How you say it again? Better.
I don't know, man. I've heard it two ways: Beterbiev and Beterbiev.
Okay, Beterbiev. That sounds more accurate. I honestly think he's going win again. The way we speak on ring generalship just alone, at the end of the fight, you could see how much more beat up Bivol was. He was getting hurt. I think he was landing in more effective combinations, but when it came down to it,
Okay.
at the end of the day, he had the cleaner shots, he had the more
All right.
powerful shots, and he looked like he was. I mean, he looked like he was hurting Bivol for sure. He looked hurt in the ring, and I think that's the reason why he ended up pulling that out because it was a close fight. And I think if we go at it again, he's going to clean up. He's going to clean up, and he might even knock him out this time. Because now you already know his style, and he's not going to switch that style up. He's going to try to do more of what he's already been doing. He's not going to be able to add too much power to it because of the way he throws his punches. If you look at how Bivol throws his punches, he doesn't throw with power. He's throwing just to connect and get those points. That's why he got hit so hard so many times, and that's why his face it was black and blue when he left out that ring. And if I think he fight Benavidez, that's gonna be a tough fight, but I don't see Benavidez beating Benavidez either. He's a strong dude. That man is strong. Like you see his workouts, this man do some stuff that I'm like, is we sure he not on snack too?
Yeah, that man on that goddamn Neanderthal is what his ass is on.
Yeah, he looks like a Neanderthal. Let's be real.
That
So
man got a big ass head. It's
yeah,
crazy.
that man is stalky. He is strong, and it's in his hands too. He's throwing rocks at you. Them things are like little boulders, and you see it all in Bivol's face. Like at the end of the fight, he thought he won. He might have, it was a real close fight. It's hard really to judge on that. I have to watch it again, but. I mean, if you're looking at just like you said, all these different things they look at when they judge these fights, I'm quite sure one of them is how much damage the other fighter took.
Oh yeah, clean effective punching.
Yeah, and if you look, Beterbiev had the more effective punching, and you could see it in Bivol's face.
Yeah, you could. Well, all right. Look, I'm about to roll. Thank you so much. I sent you a note on
I think I
Instagram.
wrote back. I wrote back.
Yeah, cool. All right. Is it something I'm gonna be mad about or be happy
No,
about?
you'll be happy.
All right, that's what's up. All right, y'all. I'm out. Hey, thank you so much, Phoenix.
I had
For
a
sure.
good time.
All right, y'all. That's what's up. All right, goodbye. Talk to you later, Queen.
All right,
Peace.
later.
All right, y'all. Peace.